Too bad, Fire Emblem fans, the video isn't happening. Found out someone already did the challenge idea I had, and I didn't want to just take it and do a different house. This as well. Say hi to him. He has a problem. Racism. Because of the extreme amount of racism he's faced, he's acquired the status effect of being socially anxious. This means that he can't talk to people, but also doesn't know how to equip himself. So, can you beat metaphor Refantazio with these restrictions? 1. Innocent gear only. Changing archetypes is acceptable, but the actual gear equipped will be the same. 2. No purchasing items from shops unless it stops a quest or side quest. 3. I will start on hard difficulty, as regicide is only unlocked upon completion of the game, but if I deem a boss to be impossible, require an extreme amount of luck, or just so much grinding I don't care to do it, I can drop the difficulty. 4. No cheats or glitches. I also started the game wanting to see how far I could get by only directly commanding will, but that's not a real rule I have to follow. Like always, this is my first time playing Metaphor, so I have no idea what to expect, and this script is being written as I play, along with this being filled with spoilers. Let's hop in and see if we can become king. The game opens with a man looking down at a city from a high building during the night. This man looks to have goat horns, which is odd, but we move on. He looks to be a noble, talking about how an old man lying in bed wanted to unite the nations and promptly stabs him with a dagger. The next morning, we learn that the man who was stabbed was the king, and since the prince had died earlier on, there is no one in line to take the crown. With many people surrounding the dead king's bed, the murderer enters the room, where we learn his name is Louis. He talks of the royal scepter, and how only the king may wield it, but with the king dead, who shall be the next king? We're pulled into the main menu and click on New Game. We're met at first by only a voice, who talks to us, the player. He asks if his world interests us, and asks for our actual name, so I put Yolda. The man talks for a bit more, I choose hard as my difficulty, and we're on our way. We start in a cart, with 4 people, and we get a closer look at one, a blue-haired kid with heterochromia. A voice calls out to him, being from a little fairy he's trying to smuggle into the capital, it seems. Blue Hair overhears some other people in the car talking about the king's death, but Blue Hair is more focused on another person in the cart, Red Hair Elf. The cart is suddenly shaken, and when Blue Hair looks out, he sees a group of bandits blocking the path forward. They talk of Lord Louis, clearly favoring him to take the position of king. The people of the cart line up, and when the bandits take the money from Blue Hair, they notice he's an Elda, or just a human, but with a cool-sounding fantasy name. The main bandit notices Blue Hair holding onto a book and tries to grab it, but Blue Hair fights against it, and in a struggle, another of the cart-goers tries to escape, just to be quickly cut down and killed. Because of all of this, Red Hair Elf pulls out a sword and stabs one of the bandits right through the chest, and because of this, the main bandit kicks Blue Hair off of the cliff they're on. So no, you can't beat I'm stopping that there. Always hated that joke. When we wake up, we're in a desert, with our fairy friend floating above us, talking about what happened. And then, the most revolutionary thing happens. The main character in a game made by Atlas talks. In full sentences. Not just little snippets, no, a full text box. The fairy talks about some mission that we've taken on, and we get our movement tutorial, with our goal being to find a vantage point. I run by some enemies, and we come across some sort of city in the desert. The fairy asks if we remember what we're here to do, which we don't remember, so we ask. The plan is pretty simple, just to get Blue Hair to be a guardsman for the capital. The fairy casts a spell, allowing us to hear music, and we continue on our way to the capital. As we run to the capital, a bunch of giant sandworms appear, and we decide to pick up the pace very heavily. As this run happens, we get some lore. We arrive at the capital, and Blue Hair and Fairy are blown away at the sheer beauty of it all. After walking for a bit, we see our first attraction, a public execution. What fun! We get approached by a beggar, and as he asks for coins, more appear, and Fairy has to drag Blue Hair away to not get swarmed by them. As we walk, Fairy scolds Blue Hair but gets distracted by some pretty jewelry for a second before locking back in on the mission. Fairy also says that we may be the only Elder in the whole city. Whether good or bad, that remains to be seen. We overhear some gossip, talking about how they believe the king's death was an assassination, which we know to be true, but to the public, they all know it as an illness of some sort. We also learn that due to the increased monster population, more guards are being sent out, but it was different when Count Louise was in charge of the army. We get a flashback to us and two old people hovering over a child, who's the prince, asleep. He's been asleep for 10 years due to his illness, and there's no way to fix it. One of the old people, the small one, says that Blue Hair and Fairy need to infiltrate the military and bring some info to an informant they have on the inside, which Blue Hair and Fairy agree to. Back to the present, we learn from Fairy that Blue Hair and the prince used to be close before his whole 10-year sleep thing. Our goal now is to find the recruitment center to get enlisted into the guard. Some walking later, the two run into a window shopper talking about magic igniters. He leaves, and Fairy tells us that a magic igniter is pretty much how you cast magic in this world. For Fairy, though, magic comes naturally to her, even allowing her to see the Mogula in the air. A woman comes up to us, saying how elves and fairies are not very common in the city. She suggests keeping a low profile, and lady, that's the plan already, no need to tell us twice. She introduces herself as an igniter merchant, and she shows us an igniter modeled after the royal scepter. They ask what the royal scepter is, and the merchant tells us that the royal scepter is pretty much the crown of the king. It's said to hold world-shattering power and incredible magic. The merchant tells us it was a bad time to visit, which we knew, and leaves. The two arrive at the recruitment center after more walking and wait in line for our turn to be examined. Before us, though, is British Unarukami. He's a nobleman and wants to sign up for the guard, which the examiners mock him for a bit, but let him through. Our turn is next, and the recruiters are surprised and Alda wants to enlist, yada yada, all of that. We learn that Blue Hair is 18, and an orphan, but that could be fake info, we don't know yet. The examiners ask us a few questions, like why he's here, and what he's good at, and ask us for our name. I put in Will for the name, and now I can finally stop calling Will Blue Hair, and Gallica Fairy. Will is accepted, enter the queue for our gear, get insulted because he's young, have British U bail us out, get handed an igniter and map, meet the captain of the guard Klinger and head out to the barracks to sleep. As the guard are heading to a fort for training, Gallica says that, while the contact doesn't know what Will looks like, they'll know by his sword. As they try to fall asleep, Gallica wakes Will up, saying she has a lot on her mind. She asks how he's doing because of all of the racism and such, but he's fine. When Will was a boy, his village got burned down because it was an Elden village, and if that doesn't scream racism, then you must be deaf. After that, though, Will is taken in by the prince, and he gives him the book and sword he's been carrying. Gallica asks to read it, which Will allows, and hands her the book. It's a fantasy book, and it tells of a perfect world, with only one tribe, where everyone is born equal. While Gallica is reading, though, Will falls asleep, so she decides to continue reading later. The next day, we get a flashback to when Will was younger. We see the prince reading the book Will was given by him, and Will sits next to him, resting his back against a large tree. The prince talks about how he wishes to create a world like in the book. Because Will sheltered the prince earlier on, the people burned down Will's village. As the prince is talking, he suddenly starts having a coughing fit, with Will trying to help calm him down. The prince says he wants to be a hero, someone worthy of the throne, and tries to create this perfect world for everyone, and Will agrees to help him. As the prince tries to stand, he collapses, but Will catches him, and we see what look like black thorns crawl out from under the prince's clothes onto his skin. The next scene is that of the prince sleeping on the table we saw in the flashback, with Will holding on to the book the prince had, saying how he won't give up. 2 days later, we arrive at our destination, a guard training facility. As Klinger talks about himself, British U asks us about the book, and Will explains it to him. British U talks about how the king was quite the idealist, wanting to unite the tribes, but well, that didn't happen. Another guard tells British U to shut up, so Will defends him this time and successfully diffuses the situation. British U finally introduces himself as Stroll. Back to Klinger. We immediately see a wounded soldier walking up to us and telling us to stay on guard, before promptly going unconscious. The worst part is, it's not one of Klinger's, it's one of the fort's soldiers. Klinger says to rush to the fort, but Stroll tells him to send a team back to report on this, which is quickly crushed under Klinger's command. The guards are excited and rush ahead, leaving Will and Stroll behind. As they try to keep up, Gallica says she has a bad feeling, as she smells something bad, growing stronger by the second. Stroll realizes that Will isn't with him, so turns around and sees that Will is talking to Gallica, so introductions are in order. Stroll asks if Will knows how to use an igniter, but since he is a commoner, the answer is a no. Stroll says he'll stick with us, though, and we've gained our first ally. We storm the fort, only to find many dead soldiers and more fighting against a giant creature. The group tries to help survivors, but are attacked by a creature that Stroll calls a human, which is literally just an egg. Now, for combat, it works in the same way SMT does with its press turn system. For every party member, you get another turn. If you hit a weakness, it only takes half a turn, meaning you get 2 turns instead of 1. Since it's the first enemy, spamming mage fire is the best way to take it out, and we move on quickly. We get introduced to back attacks, allowing us to stun the enemy if we do it right, and we just spam mage fire again. From this battle, we level up, gaining a point in strength, but also a free point to allocate. I throw the free points into strength, as I plan to make Will a physical fighter, and we move on. As they ascend through the fort, Gallica mutters to herself about the informant, hoping they're still alive, but Stroll catches on. As they're about to tell him the goal, the human from before lets out a loud screech, so they keep going higher. A little murder later, we reach level 3, once again putting the stat points into strength. Before ascending higher, though, Stroll asks for our time. He says that he's going to fight the human, no matter what. If there's a survivor there, then he's going to fight, even if it kills him. Will agrees with him and starts storming the main tower. Once we get to the top, we find a lot of dead soldiers, with the human still alive. The trio decide they need to hold the human off, and our battle begins. I'll let this play out.
Just have to make it work.
I won't hold back! Burn! Vile monster! You're mine! The power of fire! Oh, please!
What's going on? It didn't even flinch!
Damn it all! I'm not going down like this! Let's go! Fire! How is it this strong? I'll distract it. You two run!
But...
Above all else, I am a noble, and a noble defends his people, no matter the cost. Farewell. If you would repay me, then live. Forgive me.
What? No!
After getting wrecked by the human, Will tries to protect Stroll, but is sent to heaven, not by the human, but by a disembodied woman's voice. She asks us if he wishes to become king, and Will says yes. The woman then blesses him with the power of a person 08, an archetype called Seeker, which is summoned by Will ripping his own heart out. The fight is pretty simple, though. Just spam psych on the body parts that need to be attacked. Let Gallica cut off the apples, and this fight is won. If you're ever low, use D to heal, and this fight is easy.
Alright, that did the trick! okay? If we don't push back, we're dead. Can't we fend off those attacks somehow? Looks like it mainly attacks with the head wings and blade feet. We could target those.
I won't hold back! Wind!
That's it! Stay on
I
it!
will fight with pride by this power! Scour! Come on!
Done! We've got to hit the other spot, too.
I won't hold back! Wind!
You hit their weakness!
Seeker! Scour! Let's push through!
Wait, what? It's healing? It's eating its own fruit to heal? We can't kill it fast enough! It's just gonna fix itself up no matter what we do! Ig! I can't believe it's eating
By this power!
body!
Wind!
Can you knock those apples out?
Come forth, royal soul! A tough one!
If we don't take out those apple things, I think we'll regret it. You know, maybe there's something I can do. Hey, can you let me handle this? Understood. Leave it to me. Now it can't heal itself anymore. Don't waste your chance. Get in there!
Let's go! Scour!
Nice dodge! Not like they could get you with that.
I won't hold back! Seeker! Wind!
Watch out! You're
Can't
barely
give up
holding
now.
together! You're barely holding together!
Let's go!
Gotta heal
Scour!
up quick!
Still here?
Watch out! You're barely holding it together!
I can still fight!
You're barely holding together!
Won't hold back!
Gotta heal up quick!
Let's go! Wind!
From it, Will levels up, and Seeker ranks up. After everything calms down, the woman talks to us once more and says that Will has unlocked the power of a hero. We'll check in on Stroll and meet another soldier who survived. This is Grius, our informant. He and Will carry Stroll out into the forest and let him rest while they talk. Grius asks about our power and says he might know something about it, but for now, he needs his message. His mission? Avenge the king and kill Louise Guillet. Grius has been waiting for this, saying that the king isn't the only other noble Louise has killed. The prince's condition has worsened though, but some explanation of everything would be nice. 15 years ago, Louise joined the army and was a ruthless tactician. He was called a hero by some, and a monster by others, but it wasn't long before he became a general. However, one night, he placed a curse upon the prince and killed the king later on. We don't want him on the throne, so Grius is going to go kill him. Gallica says that there were a lot of Louise supporters in the capital, though, and that's because he never left any evidence. He was a perfect killer. Stroll gets up and says he wants in on the mission, and after he lays out his case, we all agree to let him join the cause. Our mission is to get back before the royal funeral and take out Louise there. We can't take the main route, though, so we have to take another route through the abandoned mines at first light. We set up camp and talk with Grius for a bit, and he says how we're lucky we survived against a human. What a human is, though, we don't know. They're protected by Magla, and their numbers are rising. As for the main mission, killing Louise is just a simple assassination. nothing more, nothing less. If he were to have the royal scepter, who knows what'd be done. Will heads to bed, but just like before, he can't sleep, and neither can Gallica. She says that when the human attacked, she heard a voice, saying that she'd be Will's guide, whatever that means. Gallica blames herself for everything, but Will comforts her, knowing none of it is her fault. She knows she can't fight, but she'll do her best to help us, and that's all we can ask from her. We do some light reading before going to sleep. When we wake up, it's not at the camp, but in some weird blue dimension where we meet a white-haired man with a cat, so it's not the Velvet Room. The man introduces himself as Moore, and he's the author of the book Will's been reading. We're in his home, which he calls Academia. He tells us that the king locked Moore up for some reason, but he's happy we're here. Moore asks for an alliance, and in return, he tells us about the true magic we've unlocked, which he's called archetypes. My UGIO brain will not make this game easy for me, I'll tell you that much. We agree to his alliance, and reach rank 1 with Moore, to unlock the Seeker archetype, and Bright-Eyed Student, allowing us to change archetypes. After actually waking up and talking with the group, we head to our next destination, the Nord Mines. Once we arrive, Stroll gets a weird feeling, like the group is being watched, but brushes it off. After clearing out a few wolves and big crows, Grius stops us. He says we're surrounded, and he's correct. Some guards pop up, and it's time to kill them. This fight is simple, but we learn about guarding and formation. Guarding is simple, but formation is different. See, there are 2 rows, front and back. The front row deals more melee damage but gets hit for more damage, whereas it's the opposite in the back row, dealing less melee damage, but taking less damage. Keep Will on the back row, as he'll be casting Psych beside the irregular day for healing.
Blast!
What's that? I think something's coming! Watch out!
Close your eyes!
That, Grius?
Coming at us! To the rear guard. Let's go! Scour! Still up?
Take this! Go on, finish the job!
Turn now! Coming at us!
Tougher than I thought.
Come forth, royal soul! Wind!
Let's do this! Sight!
What's that? I think something's coming! Watch
Bracing.
out!
Take this!
Use your
What
eyes!
was that,
ready.
Grius?
Blast!
Scour!
Still stands
It's our
at
turn
bay.
now!
Hold still!
My
Not
God,
joking!
you've got some
Coming at us.
footwork, Stroll.
They try hard.
Seeker! Wind!
It's done at level 5 with Seeker. At level 3, we talk a bit about why there are soldiers here, maybe deserters, but we don't have time for that, as we've got to head into the mines. When we head in, though, we're attacked by more soldiers, but since we're high enough level, we instantly kill them, which is nice. We find an injured miner a little later, saying he didn't see any deserters before dying. Grius says it's to send a message, and Stroll thinks he knows who's the reason for all of this, but we have to hurry. A little ways away, we find the person Stroll thought was the cause behind all of this, Klinger. He knew the human was there, and simply tried to kill all of the soldiers. He says that humans are dangerous, and the only way to prove that is by having a lot of soldiers die. We learn that Klinger is working under Louise, meaning that he's an enemy. With some words said by Klinger, Stroll goes into his backstory. 7 years ago, a town called Halia was razed to the ground, killing everyone, or so they thought. There was one survivor, and his name is Stroll. He hears the woman's voice and awakens to his archetype, warrior, and the battle begins. Small Rand here, But why is the auto battle system so bad? Like I said before, the only person I can manually fight with is Will, but when Stroll unlocks his archetype, he becomes playable, but there's no option to put him back to let the I fight for him. I have to manually hit the auto battle button. Besides that, just stab the guards first before stabbing Klinger. The only real threat from Klinger is his attack Mage Flames, which hits all targets and kills Will the first time it's used. Otherwise, it's not too hard.
And he deserves.
The igniter's powerful, but it takes care and calculation to wield. If you sense danger, steel your defenses and endure it.
Hack and slash! Is that your best?
You gotta aim better than that.
It's okay. We can do this. Falling back. Vitus power. Scour!
Useless!
Die!
Just what I wanted to hear. Understood. I'll go all out. Just what I wanted to hear.
I will fight with pride. Seeker! Wind!
Useless! Die! Take this!
I won't let you down. Understood.
All right, everyone.
Leave it to me.
Get him!
Die
I won't
already!
hold back! Scour!
Die!
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
I won't let you down.
In one fell swoop.
You'll die unmissed.
Seeker! Wind!
Die! Die! Trivial! Take this!
Understood.
All right, everyone.
Leave it to
Charging
me.
in.
Get him!
You fools have no
rear
idea
guard.
who your savior
Let's go.
is! Die! Die!
Oh, please. I
Take
won't
them
let
all
you
down
down.
in one fell
Let's stay
swoop.
calm. Vitus power. We can do this.
Take this!
What was that, Rias?
Die!
Understood.
All right, everyone.
Leave it to me.
The freedom. Come forth, royal soul. Scour!
Now, I won't let you down.
You'll
Let's
die!
go. Wind!
Die! Take this!
Understood.
All right, everyone.
Leave it to me.
Scour! Still here?
Still stand. Die! 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 You! Die!
No, not now! Get off!
I won't let you down.
Smash him. Hey,
Take this! Too
Hey,
easy!
wake up! We're still in a fight here.
You!
Badly wounded. Don't push yourself so hard.
Hey, still! Luis!
Will is level 5, and Stroll is level 3. Once Klinger is dead, Stroll tells us what I already told you about his backstory, and truly wants to join us. Will and Grius agree, and we reach bond level 1 with Stroll, allowing us to acquire the warrior archetype. Gallica calls it weird that just after Will awakened to the power of Archetype, so did Stroll. Right after that thought, though, we're thrown back into academia, this time with Gallica. Moore is confused about Gallica, saying he thought fairies were long extinct, but no. Moore talks about how archetypes are the original magic, and since Will is an Elda, an outcast of society, he feels anxious, but he turns that anxiety into his power. Moore says that Stroll awakened his archetype to protect us, which is nice of him. Gallica gets a little protective over us, but Will calms her down, and we reach bond level 1 with Gallica, unlocking the mage archetype. Everyone notices this, and Moore sums it up as, help people find their resolve, get more archetypes. Moore says that for someone to unlock their archetype, Will must help them find the strength to do so. For example, Grius can now use an archetype, and I give him the warrior archetype, the same as Stroll, due to his high strength. Afterward, we unlock the equipment option, so I give everyone full innocent gear, which is the worst set of weapons, armor, and accessories in the game. These are what we'll be using always. When we return, Stroll says we were in some sort of trance, and Will tells him and Grius about archetypes and all that. Grius is confused and asks us who we are, but Gallica says neither of them understands it much either. A peddler from before arrives and says that some pasty guy ran out of the mines when he was coming in, and we assume that to be Klinger, but we decide not to pursue it. We keep pushing through the mines, killing things that we don't die to, which is everything but the big worm guys. We reach a breakpoint, or as they're called in this game, magla hollows. The magla around the area is thin, so monsters stay far away, allowing us to take a little break. That break doesn't last long, though, as the next door we enter holds a human behind it, protecting a crystal of raw magla, and of course, we're gonna fight it, but he got hands. The problem is that Homo Fulquillo has access to fire damage, which is Seeker's weakness, and I have a low amount of MP due to killing everything. I look through the options available to me and notice Mage. Now, I do want to run a physical build on Will, but Mage is neutral to fire and has magic recovery. For every kill or stun you get on an enemy, you regain 1 MP for the party. It takes a while. Once we're done with the grinding, we have a few healing items from killing the butterflies, with Will and Stroll at level 8, and Grius at level 9. Let's roll. Fulquillo isn't too strong at first, only having an attack that only attacks the front row, which the eye does recognize and moves back. After that, though, things get rough, with it using a move called Vitalja, buffing both its attack and defense drastically, meaning that it will hurt. The only attacks it has after those are Gebot, which is fire damage to all, and its basic attack, just spam blip heal with fairy dust when needed, and the boss will go down.
By this power!
You hit their weakness!
Withdrawing! Guarding seems the wise move.
Falling back. Changing stance.
Mage! Nice!
In the name of justice! That's
Take
fine.
them all down
I'll figure
in
it
one
out.
fell swoop! Good job, everyone! Talk about a close call!
Understood.
Let's trash them!
Freeze!
You hit their weakness!
Now, what's the play? Closing
All
the
right,
distance.
everyone. Let's get him!
Hack and slash!
Engaging. The blade.
I'll show you the come forth, royal soul!
That's
Take
fine.
them all down
I'll figure
in
it
one
out.
fell swoop!
Trust
All right,
my
everyone.
blade.
Let's
Nice.
get him! You hit their weakness!
I think I know what needs to be done.
Slashing.
Let's stay calm. This should work.
I owe you.
No thanks.
can't give up now.
Together.
Trivial.
You're barely holding together.
That's fine.
You gotta
I'll figure
heal
it
up
out.
quick.
Let's try this.
My thanks.
I owe
Now, what's the play? I think
Take
I
them
know
all
what needs to
down
be
in
done.
one fell swoop.
you.
Take
Distancing
them all down in
myself.
one fell swoop.
Freeze!
You hit their weakness.
I can't. Stepping back.
Let's trash him.
I'll hold my ground.
Braced and ready.
Great job, everyone. Talk about a close call.
Mage! Ice!
You hit their weakness.
Time to go offensive. I'll cut you down. They die hard.
Freeze!
Nah, that's fine.
Let's
I'll figure it
trash
out.
him.
Tougher than I thought.
Closing in. The blade!
3 attempts, we decide to cut down the Magla crystal and move on with our lives until we reach our next roadblock, a dragon. Yeah, just a dragon. I do not fight it. I have no way to recover HP except for a limited amount of items, and I don't want to grind MP again. Also, it holds a weapon I can't even use, so there's no point. We sneak by it, but as we start to cross a bridge to the exit, a cave-in happens, and we book it out of there. On the other side, a storm is occurring, so we set up camp. Stroll tells the group a bit more about his past. 7 years ago, a human attacked his town, and he was evacuated. When he waited for his parents, though, nobody came. His parents sacrificed themselves to protect the fleeing villagers, so Stroll wants to be like them, a noble for the people. Since Stroll has proven himself to be a good man, Grius tells Stroll about the prince and everything that's happened. Assassins came after the prince, and Grius was his bodyguard, protecting him from the assailants. Along with another knight, a red-haired elf, they try to defend the prince, but a mage comes in from behind and stabs him with black tendrils. The prince falls, and red-hair elf tries to give chase to the mage, but they dip out. Grius took the prince to every healer he could, but none could fix the curse placed upon him, and he's been like that ever since, slowly dying in his sleep. The only way to remove it, though, is to kill the caster, Louise. Stroll is thankful that we shared the story with him, and we decided to get some rest after that. Once again, though, Will and Gallica are sent to Academia, where Moore says sleep is also a very powerful connector between us and him. He suggests that we should look for people of the nobility and the presence of the old heroes and kings of the past, as they may be able to awaken to their archetype, which we agree with. He gives us some more advice, and we leave, waking up to head back to the capital, Grandstrad. On June 9th, we find a carriage who'll take us back quickly, and with only 2 days before the funeral, we have to get back quickly. The group talks for a bit, but afterwards, we cut to a new scene. We see Red Hair from before with a guard running up to her. She talks about how she's been gone from the capital for a while, so there's many new faces for her. She came to visit due to the king's death, but once a new king is crowned, she says there'll be no need for a search party. But what is she searching for? We arrive the day before the royal funeral, and decide to head to a local inn nearby to not draw attention to themselves. We find it quickly, and meet the hostess, who I don't know if she's a fox or a cat girl. Her name is Fabienne, and we also meet Gria's daughter, Maria. We get to eat a warm meal, and get our own beds to sleep in. Before that, however, Stroll asks if there's any others who can help with the assassination. Grius says no to that, though, so it's only us 4 who can do this. Well, 3, really. Gallica isn't much use here. We ask for the plan, and it's pretty simple. Midway through the funeral, we kill Louise in broad daylight. Yeah, a pretty stupid plan. Grius says he'll be the one doing the execution, though. Will and Stroll just have to cause a distraction. Grius and Stroll head to bed, but Grius asks Will to check in on Maria before he goes to bed. Will says hello, and they read the book together, much to Maria's enjoyment. After talking for a bit, Will makes a promise to her to protect her papa, and we reach bond level 1 with Maria, unlocking the healer archetype, which will be very useful later on. In the morning, we get news that the casket is being taken to the royal cathedral. The plan is to go dressed as guards, and create a distraction when the time is right. Fabian patched up our guard outfits during the night, so we can blend in perfectly. Before that, though, I visit more, and he gives us a quest to reach rank 10 in the healer archetype, so I let Stroll learn it, but keep him as warrior for now, transferring over Hama, and switch Will back into Seeker. We get into our guard uniform, and watch as the king's coffin is brought out. When the king is placed down to rest, though, a giant airship appears, carrying a large bag underneath it, with flower petals falling from it, and Louise as well. When Louise touches down, he gives a speech to the crowd, talking about why he should be king, and the crowd is divided. Some are for it, some are against it, but then Louise drops his bombshell, being the corpse of a human. People get very worried, and start to trust Louise, but as he persuades him, the lean Will hits him, and he clutches over. Unrelated, the palace starts floating above the capital, with the king's face on the bottom. The king says that in 4 months, there will be a day called the Day of the Hero, where the next king will be crowned, based on the people's vote. Suddenly, a weird symbol appears on everyone's face, and an orange blast happens. The left eye of the king starts to rotate, and a face appears on it, being the king's right hand, Forden. Louise is also there, however. Louise once again gives a speech, and even more people start supporting him, but Forden tells everyone he was the murderer of the king, and Louise doesn't deny it. Stroll yells out in defiance against Louise, and some people agree with him, and start fighting off the guards. Because of all of the commotion, Grius starts running towards Louise, and just as he's about to kill Louise, orange chains wrap around him, freezing him in the air. Louise then proceeds to kill Grius with one simple cut to the neck. Will, Stroll, and Red Hair all rush towards Grius' side, but it's too late. He's dead, and that won't change. Anyways, the king's coffin just explodes, and some purple-haired goth man just appears, summoning the dead to attack us, and we've got to fight with just Will and Stroll. We're against 5 skeletons, some having spears, some having swords. They do get first action, and they hit Stroll with the anxiety effect, meaning that he can't control what his archetype does. This doesn't change anything, just let Stroll use Hama, and we'll play support with Day, only using Psych if neither of them needs healing.
Nice dodge! Not like they could get you with that! Stroll's anxiety is
That's
spiking!
fine. I'll figure it
Keep
out.
the enemies off him!
Let's take... With healing power!
My thanks.
Stroll's anxious, and they're targeting him!
I think I know what needs to be done.
You hit their weak point.
Let's
Keep
go.
it up, Stroll.
We're not out of this yet!
Helpful as ever. That's
All
fine.
right, everyone.
I'll figure it out.
Let's get him!
It's okay. Wind!
I think I know what needs to be done.
Fell swoop.
I shall. That's fine. I'll figure it out.
You hit their weak point.
The
Keep it
freedom
up,
of
Stroll.
Seeker! Scour!
I think I know what needs to be done.
Let's get him! You hit their weak point.
I won't
Keep it
hold
up,
back!
I can't afford to hold. That's
Take
fine.
them all down
I'll figure it
in
out.
one fell swoop.
Seeker! Wind!
Three attempts. We go to try to look for Purple Hair, but Red Hair asks for some of the guards to take Grius' dead body to the mausoleum. Red Hair finally introduces herself as Hulkenberg, and asks about our archetypes. She knows we aren't normal soldiers, but before she can pry further, a woman cries out, saying her family and others are trapped in the cathedral. So we have time for questions later. Purple hair is most likely after the royal scepter, and we need to grab it before he can. We run in, but get separated from Hulkenberg, so it's only Will and Stroll now. We run through the cathedral, and luckily, we can instantly kill the skeletons, allowing us to breeze through this part. There's a mandatory fight with 2 skeletons, and it's incredibly easy, letting us save a mother and soldier. The mother says her child has gone missing, so we scour the cathedral, finding him in a library. Gallica gets the guard from before to escort the child out, and we keep moving, meeting up with Hulkenberg. We reach the building holding the royal scepter, but the entrance gets caved in. Hulkenberg knows a route, but she wants to talk about Grius first. She says she knew him not as Grius, but as Alces. He was a tutor for the prince, and she was a personal guard for the prince. She asks why they were trying to kill Louise, and Stroll gives her a white lie, saying it was revenge for killing the prince and king. Hulkenberg asks for our help, and we agree, so we head back down, and meet Fabienne. She says she's looking for Maria, but a civilian found her, unconscious due to a blow to her head. Fabienne says that Grius will come looking for her, boot to broken bar. To get into the cathedral proper, we need to head through the mausoleum nearby, so we go. Gallica senses a presence similar to the mines, though, and when we enter, we find another maglet crystal, and a masked man. He talks about how the necromancer does good work, and disappears, leaving Grius in his place. Grius, however, is possessed, and speed blitzes both Will and Stroll. This leaves Hulkenberg to 1v1 Grius. Final destination, 3 stocks, 7 minutes, no items. She loses, though, and a clean cut to the chest does it for Hulkenberg. Just kidding. Through her sheer strength of will of wanting to protect the prince, she stands up, and as Grius is about to kill her, Will tackles him, telling Hulkenberg the prince is still alive. Stroll and Will persuade her to not give up, and she gets sent to the woman, unlocking her archetype, Knight. At the start of the fight, we unlock synthesis. If we have the right archetypes, you can spend 2 actions in order to do a unique skill. As for strategy, Hulkenberg has us covered. Hulkenberg will always use the move Knight's Proclamation, making her the only target that can be attacked, along with her moving to the back row for more defense and being resistant to slash. Stroll is free to spam Hama, Grius weakness, and Will, besides from a few days to heal Hulkenberg, can spam the synthesis skill Rider of the Blade with either Stroll or Hulkenberg, dealing heavy physical light damage. Not a hard boss, but an introduction to a very good mechanic.
Leave this to me!
That's fine. I'll figure it out.
I will fight with pride. I'm all prepared.
Coordination is key!
How's this?
Hit their weakness!
I stand ready. Let us fight as one. Leave it in my hand. What? Only a flesh wound. Is that all?
I think I know what needs to be done.
The freedom of a wanderer. Lend me your strength. Not this. Seeker! We're not out of this yet!
Trust needed. Leave this to me!
The freedom. Let's work together! Maybe there's a better. Let's go! Lend me your strength.
Tis yours.
No holding back!
Look at their weakness!
By the sworn oath of knighthood. Leave this to me! This is nothing. Only a flesh wound.
Let's work together!
I'm counting on you!
Let's do this!
Look at their weakness!
By the sworn oath of knighthood. Leave it in my hands.
Come forth, royal soul! We can do this!
I'm obliged. This is nothing. Leave this to me!
We'll do this together!
Go!
How's this?
Look at their weakness!
Observe the enemy. Leave it in my hands. Only a flesh wound.
Better be sure. Let's work together!
Strike true!
No holding back!
Alcest!
His Highness and Maria's home. I leave them in your hands.
We'll do as you ask, friend. I swear it.
First try, we destroy the Magla crystal, and learn some more about Hulkenberg. At the time of the attack on the prince, she was a low-ranking member, but when Grius and the prince disappeared, she was sent on a search party, looking for the prince. When the king died, though, she came back to the capital, met us, and now she's here. As we try to continue onwards, Hulkenberg almost passes out, so the group decided to head back to the inn, much to the chagrin of Hulkenberg. When we arrive, Fabian greets us, saying Maria's awake. She's holed up in her room, though, and she isn't coming out. As Fabian told her about what happened, she says that Grius left us a note, saying that we could take whatever we want from him, and Fabian goes to check on Maria one more time. The group talks, and Hulkenberg wants to join us in our mission to kill Louise. Everyone agrees, and our third party member joins us. We also get the bond with her, unlocking the knight archetype. After some talking, we find that we have until the mourning period ends before we need to stop the necromancer. After everyone splits up to get some rest, Gallica and Will talk about Grius and Maria, with Will thinking it's all his fault, but Gallica says it isn't. Gallica says she's useless, and Will says she's not. Bond level 2. It's just that easy. From it, we unlock both Mage Enlightenment, reducing the mag cost of studying the mage lineage, and Followers Echoes, allowing us to hear our followers' voices from far away. What that means, I don't know yet. We hit the hay and get sent to Academia. Moore mourns the loss of Grius, but also says that his heart will carry on, just like the warriors and kings of old. We also learn that he can send his consciousness through his cat, which just means that at the end of dungeons, you can save and visit Academia. In the morning, the group decides that Will is the captain, and we get our deadline of 10 days. Let's hope we can take this necromancer down. Here's the table for free time. Let's skip straight to the dungeon to unlock Brigitta's archetype. The main gimmick of this dungeon is that there can't be a mage or a healer, so we follow that rule, except for when we can insta-kill all of the enemies in the dungeon, and need to restore MP. For most dungeons, the plan is to run through the dungeon, and when you reach a roadblock, get 3 levels above the enemies, as that will allow you to kill enemies instantly, and use mage to grind MP, with knight's first aid to act as healing if needed. As for farming, I recommend the 2 wolves down on the 2nd level. With mage, you can hit both of their weaknesses, and with an unscathed victory gain 23 XP, which is much better than any other reliable source. Level 12 is the level to strive for. Let's talk about the boss now. Yes, I know, I have a good reason. I was at my grandparents', and they asked what I was doing at that time, so I said I was doing this challenge run. They asked to see, so I showed them, and on the one attempt I got a very low proc rate of something. It was this one, and I apparently forgot to hit record. I had done 57 attempts before this. I was not going to waste it. I'm sorry. Anyways, the Gupteros follows the same principle as the small guys in the dungeon, meaning we need to bring in Seeker Will, Warrior Stroll, and Knight Hulkenberg. Or do we? See, by bringing in Will as a knight, both him and Hulkenberg can use jump thrust, which is the Gupteros' weakness, along with ice, so we give Blit to Stroll's warrior for more press turns. Now, what's the strategy? RNG. See, earlier in the dungeon, a person gave us 3 stunning arrows, which have a chance to inflict paralysis. It stops the target from attacking, meaning it's super easy. When you get it, the fight is pretty much over, as you can just keep jump thrusting. 58 tries. With the party at level 12, we grab the horn of the Gupteros, and return to Brigitta. She thanks us, and offers Will a job, which he agrees to, meaning a new bond, and a new archetype, the merchant. We also hear a dog bark, which Brigitta says was nothing, but now we know she has a soft side. How cute. The next day, I decide it's time to head into the mausoleum. Yes, immediately, because all bonds besides starting Brigitta's are locked until completion of the cathedral. When we first head inside, we meet a woman in the mausoleum, pink hair. She's Scottish, a fate almost worse than being French. She tells us that dead people are walking around, and it's not safe, but like, we're here to not be safe. She tries to keep moving, but the group tells her to stop and get her wounds treated. She says no, telling us her friend is stuck inside of the mausoleum, and she's not leaving until she's safe. We say we'll find her for her, and she agrees to that, so we're on our way. After a bit of murder, we overhear some guards talking about how there's a key on a desk somewhere for a locked room, and that the lift is broken. Another talks about how they took some hostages, and we decide to help said hostages. On the lower floor, we find a key to unlock the hostages, and once we do, the prisoners run free. But as the last one is leaving, the gang asks if they've seen the girl pink hair was looking for, and the hostage says that she was one of the casualties. Unfortunate. Pink hair arrives, and after a bit of crying and apologizing from pink hair to her dead friend, she gives us our reward, saying she'll give us more later, as she has a bounty she's after, but Will says it's enough. She introduces herself as Katharina, the bounty hunter, and apparently, she's some sort of hotshot in the field. She says the reason her friend died was because of racism, as I don't want to explain the whole thing. Will agrees with her and saying that's wrong, and we make a bond, unlocking the brawler archetype, which I don't use right away. Since the lift is broken, we start climbing the stairs, and after a while, we arrive at the top, with some guards yelling at something. We learn that a guard was saying that some of the skeletons were attacking him, even though they're supposed to be on their side. They run away, and we find a bunch or resurrected corpses being the reason why. We kill them instantly, though, so it's fine. After some more walking, we find another maglet crystal, but it looks different. When we get closer, enemies spawn, so we call them trance crystals. Some more walking later, we find a traumatized soldier, who gives us a key to the altar. After some jumping from boxes, we hear a voice echoing around, saying to find him, so we do, and we fight. Before that, though, during the grinding, we reach rank 10 with the healer, letting us talk to more. He says that in the past, he had studied archetypes, even before meeting us, the king. However, did not care, and more was killed, some more talking later. We reach bond rank 2, allowing Seeker to have 2 inheritance skills, decreasing the cost to study Seeker, and allowing us to access the archetype tree from the main menu, which is just useful. Anyways, back to the fight. It's a bunch of skeletons, with a buffer in the middle. However, that buffer has 3 damaging moves, being Mage Flames, Holiness, and Underworld. Seeker is weak to Flames, and Healer is weak to Underworld, but Healer is really good in this fight, due to Mahama. But we don't need it, do we? See, the skeletons, while being weak to Light, are also weak to Strike, and we just so happen to have the Brawler archetype. Give it to Stroll, and he can deal with the skeletons, but also with the buffer in the middle, thanks to Brawler giving Knight Hammer of Justice, a heavy pierce attack with an effect that doesn't really matter too much. The captain will go down in 2 hits. The plan is simple. Turn 1, you'll want to use a Fairy Dust so that Stroll, if hit, can survive an attack. After turn 1, you're pretty much set. Just scrounge around for some damage, and the boss will go down.
Take it!
Thank you.
My thanks.
He's badly wounded. Can anyone heal him?
Fight only to survive.
Take them all down in one fell swoop. Stroll can't take any more.
Not out of safety
Someone
first.
heal him. Hit their weak point.
I'll show you the essence of truth. Here.
I owe you.
I stand ready. Fight only to survive.
Hulkenberg got them right
We'll
in their
endure,
weak
no
spot.
matter
Let
what.
my power support you. Still
Somebody
fight.
get him back on his feet!
Vitus power.
17 attempts with the party at level 14. After some more running, we run into a lift, but it's blocked by a wall of magma, so we need to find a way to dispel it. After climbing a ladder, we spot a magma crystal a few floors down, and head to it, only to be blocked by such an easy fight. It's not worth showing. Grab Healer Stroll, and use Muhammad Weiss. Once the crystal is broken, we head to the lift, only to find it missing, and as it goes down, we find 3 soldiers, and we go to battle. This fight is quite similar to the last fight, with the same strategy. The only difference is that the 2 other soldiers accompanying the soldier are stronger, with fire magic and slash damage. Once you deal with the buffer, the soldiers are weak to ice, so spam Blue with Will after the main man has died.
Right on target. Nice one, Stroll.
Vitus power. Hold on. Here. 3 remaining.
Get them!
I expect no less.
What can I do?
Stroll's badly wounded. Can anyone heal him?
My best.
Stroll!
Brace yourself.
Someone get
Enough.
him back on his feet!
To the rear guard.
Stroll
Strike
got
me
knocked
if
out.
you dare.
Can anyone get him back on his feet?
You dare defy Count Luis?
This should work.
I live to see another day.
This is nothing. Only a flesh wound.
Damn it!
Take
Fight
them all
only
down
to
in
survive.
one fell swoop!
Prepare yourself. We'll endure, no matter what.
I won't hold back. Ice.
Hit their
Ridiculous!
weakness!
By the defensive
That's your
maneuvers.
opening, Captain!
Take that! Tougher than I thought. Let's go.
Only a flesh wound.
Brace yourselves!
Let's focus on staying alive. Stay sharp. It's not over
Fight
yet.
only to survive.
Get him!
You dare defy Count Luis?
Freeze.
Hit their weakness!
Observe the enemy.
That's your
Defensive
opening,
maneuvers.
Captain!
I'll crush you! They die hard! Don't underestimate me.
We'll play it
Alright,
safe.
everyone. Let's get him!
Damn you!
Into the fray! Right there! May yet cling to life.
Me! Nice!
They got me!
After a bit of work, we kill the soldiers in 2 attempts. With the party at level 15, we take the lift, and find that in the main cathedral, Louise has destroyed all of the other paintings of the past kings, hanging his portrait up. We also learn that Hulkenberg has met the necromancer before, his name being Zorb. He was an army engineer, with the power to make the inanimate animate, but he was terrible on the offensive. Louise took him in under his wing, and that portrait is there to worship him. After a bit of work, we find Zorba, who applauds us on making it this far. Hulkenberg asks if the Magla crystals were from him, but he tells us they're called Melancholia crystals. He tells us about them, but as we try to get answers about the scepter, he summons some bones and starts flinging them, so we retreat. We need some sort of shield, so Will suggests the portrait of Louise, and the group agrees. It works fantastically, and Zorba backs off, but once we chase after him, we learn he's gotten the scepter, but has run off somewhere. That somewhere is the roof, and we chase after him. Once we get to him, he's waving the scepter around like it's a toy, but good old Stoneface says, "Bud, you ain't king, you don't get the scepter," so it just dissolves. We arrive, talk for a bit, and fight. This fight is won in 4 turns. When at least 3 people in the party are warriors, the synthesis skill Peerless Stonecutter is unlocked, dealing severe damage. However, for some reason, the eye decides to never use it, so our eye commanded friends ends here.
Hey!
Don't stop him. There's no telling how much he'll destroy.
Let's get on with it!
We'll combine our strength!
Let's do this! I pull your strings!
So he has the power to control the
Child's
dead?
play.
Lend me your strength!
Hold nothing back!
How's this?
I've bodies to spare!
No, not yet.
Someone heal her!
Allies, together!
We'll combine our strength!
Roar with royal might! Still standing, I see.
Now dance for me!
Captain down!
Now dance for me!
Help us back up! Hey! Hey!
After me!
Wake up! We're still in a fight here!
And wipe the floor with Zorba in 4 turns, with Will at level 17, and the others at 16 at around attempt 10. We try to get Louis' location out of Zorba, but he jumps off the capital and dies, but not before resurrecting the human. We head down through the cathedral, and go to fight against the human. I'm not gonna say anything, I want you to watch this fight.
Look at the size of that thing.
It would be catastrophic if it breached the city. We must stop it.
But how are we supposed to kill something this huge?
Look there. That can be little else but the heart. Surely to strike there would give it pause.
But it's too high up for our weapons to reach. Do we use magic?
A viable plan. Yet surely if we can knock the creature down first, its heart will be close enough to strike with steel.
Then we bludgeon the torso, knock the wind out of it. Hard to miss a target that size, at least.
Start by attacking the body!
Let's get on with it!
Let's do this!
Let's do this! Right on time!
We did it! Now we can go for its heart!
With sword in hand, I cut a path. Not now. Let's set it up! Not this. This should work.
Is everyone all right? Let us fight as one.
Let's do this!
And thus I end it!
After me!
It's up to you now.
This is it!
Attempt 3. Level 17 all around, unscathed. I was not expecting this. We might have found our new boss killing strategy for now. After the human dies, everyone but Stroll is happy. He promised Maria that everyone would be fine, and that Louise would die. And now, Grius is dead, Louise is alive, and the cathedral is in shambles. Hulkenberg says it's not his fault, and that Grius did everything for us, and set us up into meeting. If not for him, Hulkenberg and Will would have never met, nor would the prince be alive, even if in his current state. A soldier and a woman run to us, thanking us for saving their families. The people slowly realize that since our group took down a human, maybe they don't have to rely on Louise as much anymore, which is good. We talk about where Louise could be and the magic that protected him from Grius' attack, and Hulkenberg decides to contact some people in the guard. We decide to head back to the inn to rest up for the day. Somewhere else, a big event is happening, with a crier talking about how the next king will be chosen. He says that the bigger the face on the rock, the better standing you have. So I guess size does matter. The crier's name is Bolton, and he'll be the one reporting on the candidates for the title of king. We arrive at the inn, and Fabian congratulates us on our success. While talking, she mentions that the Sanctifax Church is planning something to try and bring Louise out of hiding, which could be good for us. It's happening on the 22nd, so we best prepare before then. In the Circle office, the 5 people who were in the king's murder cutscene excluding Louise are talking about ruling the land. They question the king's magic that binded Grius, so they acquire a Cursebreaker scholar to question. She introduces herself as Rayla, and says that this has been happening in other places, taking it as that the coronation can't be done by force, only by the people. She doesn't know how it's done. However, she's figured out that a duel can break this magic. The church members talk a bit more, before Rayla leaves, criticizing the king under her breath. Anyways, here's everything from all the bonds gotten during this time. On the 22nd we head to the big announcement, where Batlin says that the church finally says that Big Rock is the king's doing, and explains a few other things about the race for the throne, but eventually stops, saying to spread the word. At the inn, the group talks about everything, before Fabian rushes in, asking if we've seen Maria. We say no, and she says that Maria's gone missing. We rush to the cathedral, finding Maria inside. We try to take her home, but Maria slowly comes to the realization that Grius isn't coming home. We explain to her what happened, and she understands what she has to do, even if she isn't happy with it. We return her to Fabian, as we discuss how we're losing time before the prince dies. Killing Louise to break the curse isn't possible, so there has to be some way to get around the king's magic. But what? Will and Stroll talk a bit in their room. Stroll asks about the book, and Will offers it to him to read. He reads, discussing things, but Will is fast asleep. Batlin's back, discussing about the greatest show, a show of power for the next king. Its name, the Tournament of the Throne. First is the exhibition of the brave. Kill big monster, get big glory. At the inn, Stroll asked Fabian to go through Grius stuff, and finds a journal. He was studying the curse, noting that there must be a scribed formula for it to work. That means Louise holds a written copy of the curse, and if we find that, We find our cure. Hulkenberg throws out a poster for the Tournament of the Throne on the table, saying a crier was talking about it. Stroll thinks Forden is trying to rig the tournament so he can become king, but since we don't know what to do about it, we decide to hop in as well. It gives us a chance to be closer to Louise, while also getting a chance for higher popularity. We tell Fabian and Maria, and while Fabian is a little concerned, we say there's no changing our minds, and head off. However, there is a small problem. We don't have a way to get to the city where this is taking place, Oceania. Gallica talks about gauntlet runners, and if we could get one, we'd be able to get to our destination a lot faster, but the group splits up. Will, Stroll, and Gallica head to the registration office to sign up, while Hulkenberg looks for transportation. At the registration office, we run into a bit of trouble, as supposedly everyone at the northern fort had died, but we're still kicking. They call us deserters, but Stroll makes up a lie that works, so we're in. We're to be part of the opening ceremony tomorrow, so we agree and head on out. We decide to grab a bounty as well, and find one for a criminal called Heismay, who's kidnapped people. However, a different purple-haired man besides Zorba appears, saying that we couldn't do it if we tried. He insults us for a bit before leaving. The prick. We grab the bounty and head out, but not before getting stopped by a guard captain named Bardon. He's the one who put up the bounty for Heismay, saying that he's taking their children, and it's not a good look for his hometown, Martera. We agree to help, and accept the bounty. A note about bounties as a mechanic: they're useless to me. They give money and rewards, but I don't need weapons and armor, and I have no use for money. Back with Hulkenberg, the group tells her they found a good bounty, not exactly saying that it's for a random kidnapper. Hulkenberg tells us she's found transportation, though, so that's good. However, she's also cryptic, only telling us it's good, and that it'll come on the day of the opening ceremony. Great job, guys. Hulkenberg also says she's no longer in service as a knight, so that if Louise were to find out she's a knight, she can say it was in the past, and she's freelance now. Will heads to bed, but as he's falling asleep, Maria knocks on the door. She says that she's scared of losing us, like how she lost Grace, but Will promises her they'll all be safe. Hulkenberg then shows up, talking about the prince and such, before asking about the book, and how red hair on the carriage in the opening is Hulkenberg and such. Hulkenberg asks to read the book, which Will agrees to, and after some reading, they both go to sleep. The next day is the opening ceremony, and everyone is celebrating with someone named Junifer showing up. She sings a little tune, and she leaves, with Batlin taking her place, announcing the start of the tournament for the throne. Our first stop besides Grand Trad is Port Bryalhaven for the exhibition of the brave. After, the contestants head west to Altaberry Heights, with the last stop being back at Grand Trad. We're then introduced to the candidates, being Forden, his right-hand man Guido, and not Louise. Batlin says that he hasn't applied for the tournament, so he's not here. Our whole plan has failed, or has it? Stroll brings us a good point, saying that Louise is in second, so he'll more than likely show up at least. The next contestant is Purple Hair, finally introduced as Glodell, who is working under Louise, a merchant named Roger, a general named Rudolph, a small creature named Lena, a drink maker named Loveless, a Maximilian Pegasus ripoff named Milo, and lastly, Will. However, one problem: racism. The crowd boos at him, before Batlin says to Will that his ride hasn't arrived, and if it doesn't come soon, he's disqualified. Hulkenberg is upset at someone, before Batlin rouses the crowd once again, but is interrupted by a shaking, coming from a giant gauntlet runner out of control. It crashes into the side of the podium, and our ride has arrived. The tournament officially begins, so we quickly run onto our gauntlet runner and race off. We tell the pilot our destination, and he says it'll take 4 days to get there, arriving on the 4th night. He's a little excited behind the wheel though, so Gallica asks for an explanation on what's going on. The man behind the wheel is named Nuraz, and he's a machinist. He's a little eccentric when it comes to gauntlet runners, though. We get a little flashback, as Hulkenberg first approaches Nuraz. Apparently, he was commissioned to make a carriage for the prince, but since he's not in a state to use it, he upgraded it to a gauntlet runner. Since it's lying unused, Hulkenberg asks to borrow it. Nurse is reluctant at first, but after Hulkenberg enters her angry state at the fact that Nurse disregarded orders for a hobby, and Nurse pieces together that the prince is still alive, he agrees to be our driver. The group talks about the strategy for the exhibition of the brave, and Stroll finally says why we took on this bounty. Everyone is expecting a monster head, so giving the head of a knight-turned criminal will shake up the crowd a lot. It'll get us a lot of attention, and maybe enough for Louise to recognize us. After that, we do a little exploring, and here's the table for the time spent. We're out of the desert on the 26th, only to get hit in the crossfire of a battle between Glodels and Guido, with Glodel losing. Since we want to be in good favor with Louise, we decide to help out Glodel, and our fight against Guido begins. Guido has a simple mechanic, in which you can't hit him, meaning you have to kill his 2 minions. If you guessed the strategy was to spam Peerless Stone Cleaver a lot again, then you're absolutely right. The strategy is made a bit harder, due to the spear guy resisting slash, but with a lucky dodge from Hulkenberg and a crit from Will, leading Hulkenberg to use Stone Cleaver, this fight is won.
Army have silenced all who would oppose the eminence of God. Your petty ruses are beneath me. Now you shall know how powerless you truly are.
Remember, the king's magic means we cannot move to strike Godot himself.
Go for his followers first. We'll thin their numbers and turn the tide.
Go, my brethren! Put the fear of God into these impious commoners!
Don't forget about the petrification magic!
Let's do this!
Let's do this!
This is it! Not done yet.
What could you hope to achieve?
Don't underestimate me!
He knows we can't attack him. He's toying with us.
I'm all prepared.
All right, let's go!
I'll cut through!
Is everyone all right? Allies, together!
Let me help!
My blade cuts like the wind!
Let's go!
What could you hope to achieve?
Captain's hurt bad.
Still fight.
Let's get him some healing. The captain's on his last legs. Someone, get him healed up.
After me!
You can do this!
You will taste justice!
More resilient than I expected. I would lose nothing by conceding this fight. But the faithful are watching. For the sake of my dear brethren, I must hold nothing back. Now! Feel the righteous truth of sanctism engraved upon your flesh!
Does this mean he's getting serious?
Rise, my
Hang in
brothers!
there.
Child's play.
God, Hulkenberg.
Damn it!
It's like poetry in motion.
Let's set it up!
Go!
How's this?
That was perfect.
Let us fight as one!
It's up to you now.
Behold my power!
So, the faithful are broken before you, yet your desperate struggling is for naught. You cannot defy the inevitable. I am immune to all your wicked harms.
Oh, he gets to do whatever he wants, and we can't even get near him.
Bend the knee!
It's on the second try with only Stroll being at level 18, the others at 17. Since we can't hurt Guido, We decide to instead attack his gauntlet runner, and he runs off. We're thanked by the tsundere Glodell, along with the girl from the singing, Juna. This scene is funny to me, as there's both Nuras, who's geeking over the gauntlet runner, and Hulkenberg, who's geeking out over Juna, and it's just really funny to me. This game's writing is peak, I must say. As we're talking, though, a giant flying airship appears above us, and of course, it's Louise. He comes down, along with two dog people, who are presumably his bodyguards. Like he needs them, he thanks us for helping with this little issue, and asks why we're a candidate, to which we lie and say it's to help him, just like how Glodell is helping Louise as a candidate himself. He says that he needs a show of power, so we'll prove it when we take down Heisme for all to see. Once we get back on the gauntlet runner, we overhear Nuras having some trouble, so Will goes to help. Nuras says that he's annoyed at how Louise' gauntlet runner is really cool, so he needs a spark of inspiration. He tells us about an ancient civilization, where automation ruled, but it just disappeared. But sometimes, little relics pop up. An old inventor Nuras knew showed him one when he was a boy, and that gave him a spark of inspiration. So if we can do that again, Nuras may be able to upgrade the gauntlet runner. Will agrees, and says that he'll go investigate the place where the inventor lived, as it's near our destination. Once we arrive at Martira, we meet with Bardon, as he talks about the ruler of Martira, Joanna, and how they heard that Guido got attacked by Louise' forces. Yes, Louise did that. Guard besides Bardon, Morris, is a little skeptical of us at first, but with some words from Bardon, we all head in to eat larval intestines. After eating, we learn from Bardon that in 6 months, 15 children have been kidnapped, and with no idea how Heisme is surviving, we only know of his dwellings, being in the sandworm's territory. After this is dessert, sandworm entrails, delicious. Bardon says he'll get us a meeting with Joanna, and we head to bed. The next day, Will oversleeps, and quickly runs to the castle, where we meet Joanna for the first time. She makes us a simple offer: catch Heisme, and she'll convince the people to vote for Will. Simple offer, and we accept, as we'll also get paid some good cash. Everyone splits up to look for some clues, but find nothing as a cyan-haired man walks by. We try to ask him some questions, but he says he's busy and leaves, with Morris coming just after he leaves. He tells us that if we wait until the sand flash, which is just kind of like a sandstorm, we can bypass all of the sandworms, and that there'll be one in 5 days, but since it takes a day to get there, we should leave in 4. As Will informs Nuras, he gets zapped by some strange device that not even Nuras knows what its purpose is, saying it was just in the blueprints, so he made it. We head to bed, and Will get snatched to academia, only for Moore to tell us that the device he got zapped by is a teleporter, and if he can imagine a place, we'll be brought there. So, in the morning, we wake up not in Martira, but in Grand Trad. We whisk ourselves back after a short discussion about teleportation, and try to teleport to Prialhaven, but it doesn't work, meaning Will has to be familiar with the location to teleport to it. We've got 3 days to prepare, so here's the table. July 2nd is the day of departure, so we head on out. On the Gauntlet Runner, we talk with Stroll for courage, and can't do anything else, as we get interrupted by a Gauntlet Runner. Who's on board? Katharina. Let's head into battle. Now, yes, I could Peerless Stonecutter her, but I wanted to be different. So, here's how we do this fight. Step 1, makes Troll and Hulkenberg brawlers, inheriting Both and Knight's resolve respectively. Step 2, make Quill a merchant. Step 3, let's Troll play as chip damage with Bot, will act as the main source of damage with gold attack, and Hulkenberg play support and tank. Takes a little while, and I thought I'd lose this attempt, but it worked, and we walk away.
I guess we'd better put our dukes up. I know we've got some history, but we can't
Moving to the rear,
let her beat
I shall
us.
vanquish evil. Burn to ash!
Wait for me. Keep it up, Stroll.
Come
Last
forth,
chance to
Royal
give up.
Soul!
Nice hit.
Is everyone
That was
all right?
Perfect.
Let justice prevail!
I'll
I'll destroy you!
That's nothing!
I can't have... No holding back!
Coin. Merchant!
To the rear guard! Roller! Is that all?
Come on, then! The captain's hurt bad!
can't give up now.
Let's get him some healing!
This is nothing.
The captain's on his last leg!
Ruler!
Someone
The
get
power
him
of
healed
fire!
up! Hit their weak point! Keep it up, Stroll!
Observe the enemy. This should help.
That helped.
I owe you.
Let's do
Ruler!
this fair and square!
Burn to ash!
Let's take.
That's nothing! Is that all? I can't lose! The Parapus are counting on me! This is a joke! Come on, then!
I'll just so easily.
Someone heal her! Hulkenberg's in bad shape. She needs help.
There!
Thanks.
My thanks.
The captain's anxiety is
Ruler!
overwhelming
The
me.
power
We
of
can't let
fire!
him get hit. Hit the weak point. Keep it up, Stroll.
Maybe we can't do this.
With a sick. Oh, power of heroes!
Come on, then!
Only if
The
this is
captain's
work.
fighting his anxiety and they're targeting him! Come on, then! Is everyone okay? You gotta heal up! You all hurt bad. Can anyone get
Ruler!
him healing?
Burn to ash!
Hit the weak point. Keep it up,
I won't hold back.
That's
Still here?
nothing.
With blade in hand! Not now. This should help.
Hulkenberg got them right in the
Ruler!
weak spot.
The power of fire!
Merchant! Still up?
No. Just the thing.
You having a laugh? Even in a hand-to-hand.
7 attempts, with the party at the same level as before, as you get no XP from Guido. We talk with Katharina, and get bond rank 2 with her, and we move on to some cleaning for plus 5 HP. Once we arrive, we stroll on up to the cave where our little criminal is supposed to be hiding, but instead, we're faced against a rumbling, and a giant human sandworm. Let's get to work. The triple mage strategy works best for this fight, and how you do it is quite simple, but you'll need some luck. With this boss, you don't need to fully kill it, only bring it to around 20% HP. It's weak to ice, but with Stroll's weak magic damage, it's better using items for damage. We'll use as blue with Hulkenberg, so with 3 half-press turns, Hulkenberg casts Meteor Fur, dealing around 700 damage. If you get lucky with no one dying while the party is in the back row, repeat the cycle, and you'll be done.
Hulkenberg's badly wounded. Someone heal her. Hulkenberg's in bad shape. She needs help.
This should work.
You hit their weak point.
Let's
Keep
stay
it up,
calm. We'll do
Stroll.
this together.
Strike true!
Ice!
You hit their weakness.
No.
That's your opening, Captain.
Let's do this.
Together. And thus I end it! They yet cling to life.
I got unlucky in this fight, so it took 14 attempts. Once we beat the creature, we let our guard down for a second, and get eaten by the human sandworm. There, we meet an old man, who says the only way to get out is through the butthole. Peak riding, truly. This is a timed section, meaning you've got 15 minutes to get to the butthole, or else it's game over. After grabbing everything, we go to fight the boss of the butthole, a worm. At the start, it's the same strategy as the human sandworm fight, only using electric skills instead of ice. However, on its first turn, It'll summon 2 slime guys, creating the balls for his shaft. They're weak to ice, so using 2 blurs on them will kill them. Otherwise, Will goes down once, but with a bomb of life found in this dungeon, we're fine.
I end it!
Let's get on with it!
Let's do this!
Be frozen!
Hit their weak point.
It's
Keep
okay.
it up,
Let's
Stroll.
set it up!
I'm counting on you!
Ice! Just 2 left!
I shall
the
show you
spirit.
what true magic. Join with me!
You can do this!
Freeze!
Hulkenberg got them right in their weak spot.
It burns!
Captain's down? Someone, help him back up!
After me!
Show them our might!
The power of ice! Let's wrap this up!
Hey!
I shall show you what true
Hey,
magic is.
Wake up! We're still in a fight here!
Here!
I shall fight as the noble I am. This should work!
I knew you'd help.
Trust me.
Stroll! They've sapped
won't
their
hold back.
defenses!
We'll team up!
Lightning!
You hit their weakness!
I stand
That's
ready.
your opening, Captain!
With blade in hand!
Hulkenberg got them right in their weak
Withdrawing.
spot!
Let's get on with it!
Let my power support you!
This is it! Not done yet!
This is nothing.
Stroll! They've sapped
We'll
your
do this
defenses!
together! Maybe there's a better choice. Mage! Roar!
You hit their weakness!
Is everyone... Let us
That's
fight!
your opening, Captain!
One! Not this skill. For all that we strive for!
Hulkenberg got them right
I
in
shall
their weak
no
spot!
holding back!
You hit their weak point!
Let's
Keep
take...
it up,
I'm all
Stroll.
prepared.
Strike true!
No holding back!
12 attempts, with the party at level 18. As Stroll grumbles about having to climb out of the butt of the sandworm, the worm decides to start pooping. So to escape the poopocalypse, we climb out of the butthole and head into the cave. As we explore, we're attacked by the human sandworm from before, but someone defends us from it, driving it back. The person steps out, revealing them to be a short furry, and their name is Heismay, our kidnapper. He asks how we know our name, we ask where the kidnapped are, and we go to fight. It's scripted. It doesn't matter. Just attack the one that has the shadow under it, and move on. Once we get him down to 70% health, he flees, and we move on to his little hut. As we investigate, we notice that the area is covered in cloth, but there's no signs of any kidnapped children, only one, being his dead son. Will deduces that the cloth is to dampen sound, so if we make enough sound, his big-ass ears will just shut down and he'll come to us. We grab some pot lids and ladles, and start banging them together in one of the funniest scenes in the game. It works, and Heismay is dragged out. We talk to him about his dead son and such, but he refuses to die before avenging his son, so we once again go to battle. It is scripted once again, so Will can't die, but you do have to fully deplete his HP. Once he's defeated, he tells us that he didn't kidnap the children, but they just pinned it on him because it was easy to. Did Morris set us up? Odd. We tie Heismay up and throw him into the gauntlet runner, letting Stroll and Nurse watch him. We get some rest, and in the morning, Hulkenberg tells us that some more children have been kidnapped, so if Heismay is in the gauntlet runner, Then he isn't the kidnapper. We run to the gauntlet runner, and find him in the bathroom. Due to a drunk nurse, Jaime is now fully proven innocent. After talking, we figure out that it must have been someone in the town who did it, as no one entered or left the village. We bring this to Bardon and Morris, but with some slip-ups from Morris, we start suspecting him. Joanna talks to us, but Jaime notices something, escaping to pursue it, and we lose him in the commotion. Back at the gauntlet runner, Nurse tells us that during the night, he saw some giant entity unlike anything seen before. We head back to the castle, but they can't remove the blockade made to secure Jaime. Bardon calls us over from an alley, and he's with Jaime. Jaime says that when Joanna came to talk with the party, he heard a child screaming, and with Bardon saying that Joanna is childless, we heavily suspect Morris and Joanna are the kidnappers. We head to a well that leads to the sewers of the city, and there find a soldier and Morris carting off some children, saying that if it gets hungry, they're all dead. We confront him, and he calls on his dogs and insults Jaime. Jaime goes new and rips out his heart, calling forth his archetype, thief. Morris sends his dogs after us, and the battle begins. Besides me missing twice, this fight is easy. Dark Sword from Jaime can inflict confusion, allowing the dogs to not be able to use their skills. They're also weak to ice, which Hulkenberg can exploit, whilst Troll and will just deal damage.
Ask to him, Captain.
Oh, is this what Moore was talking about?
Young man, you seem the most adept with this magic. I will strike at your direction, if you might spare it. Rest assured, I once stood among the Shadow Guard, and the years have not dulled my edge.
Ha! Die!
I shall fight. No holding back! No, not this.
Ah! Ah!
I will fight. Lend me your strength. Not this. Let's go.
Cat! I've made! Freeze!
Hulkenberg got them right in their
All
weak spot.
power of kings! Slash! Apologies. Would you finish it?
Warrior! Hack and slash!
Let's stay calm. We'll do this together.
Forward!
Let's do this!
Don't get sloppy, Captain.
With blade in hand! Oh, shards of ice!
Hulkenberg got them right in their weak spot.
I show no mercy!
Now, what's the play?
Warrior! Ah!
Troll, you gotta aim better than that.
By this power. Here's through!
For all that we strive for!
Hulkenberg got them right in their weak spot.
Ha! Die! No holding back! Hack and slash!
Let's come forth, Royal Soul!
Still up? With blade in hand!
First try with the normal party at 19, and Jaime at 22. The guards and Morris get away, lifting a bridge in order to stop our advances, but the children are safe. We bring the children back to Bardon, tell him the news, with Stroll adding that Joanna might be involved as well. Bardon says that she's missing, maybe kidnapped by Morris, but we don't know yet. Will heads to bed, but has a hard time sleeping, so he heads to the gauntlet runner to read, only to be found by Jaime. They talk about Jaime's past, and eventually, he agrees to join our cause, and we reach bond rank 1 with him, unlocking the thief archetype. He also asks about the book, which will lets him read, and they head to bed. When we wake up, we learn we've got 12 days before we need to leave, so that's our time limit. We aren't going to go immediately, though, as we've got bonds to rank up. Here's the table. Let's talk about the first fight I did, Goddard. This fight was very hard when I first did it, as I didn't have heirs and was still using the triple warrior strategy, with wind being the weakness of warrior, and Goddard having the ability for multi-target wind attacks. But now, with 4 press turns and a big rock, this fight is much easier. Debuff with items. Max out your turn orders by using Cond and Conjura, and use Meteor for big damage.
Rogue tribe tax the young, bankroll the elderly. Those too old to work will know prosperity under my rule. You little jackanapes will kneel before your betters and elders, and if you will not, you will be made to kneel. Prepare yourselves!
We don't want your vision of a world built on callous sacrifice!
Tis best used.
The elders and rogues will rise!
You can do this!
I call the lightning!
I'll show you the by this power. The lightning!
You hit their weakness! That's your opening, Captain!
Not this one.
Allies, together!
You can do this!
Roar with royal might!
Cheeky brat! Take this! This is power ignited!
My strength!
Hulkenberg's moving slower!
This should work.
Step aside!
Let's make an end of it!
We'll combine our strength!
The power of lightning!
I'll not lose to young rats!
Lend me your strength! No, let's go! Roar!
You hit their weakness! That's your opening, Captain!
Let justice prevail! Comrades, lend me your strength!
It's up to you now.
Behold my power! Worthy foe!
You whippersnappers need to learn respect for your elders! Who do you think kept this kingdom together after the war? With years
Blindsided.
This is power ignited!
Captain, they've slowed you down!
Now accept your fate. I show no mercy. Apologies. Would you finish it?
Meddling! Let's do this, little hooligan!
Let my power support you.
I call the lightning!
You gotta aim better than that! Ice Bay's about to collapse! Someone heal him
Take
fast!
this!
Ice Bay's knocked out? Someone help him get back in the fight!
We'll do this together.
I'm counting on you!
No holding back!
Remember, we all grow old, and the blade you hold to my throat will be at your own soon enough.
Nobody's trying to massacre the elderly, you old goat! We want equal happiness for all, young and old. God above! Look, we'll not kill you here. How's that for respecting our elders? But mark me, this will not happen again.
Far too naive. But I suppose that's the luxury of youth.
7 attempts. Next is the abandoned tomb Strovamitek. This boss is a great turning point in our strategies, with Thief having access to the move Dark Sword, for the chance to inflict Forget. If you get lucky, you can inflict Forget, which makes the enemy unable to act. There's also another mechanic where if you use gold attack from the merchant archetype, the mimic will be distracted by gold for a turn, making it only have one turn to act. However, this one turn can be deadly, as the mimic has sleepy air, which can inflict sleep on the party, following up with very powerful strike attacks. But otherwise, if you get lucky enough, you can kill the mimic without even taking damage. I didn't, though, and Heismay goes down, but it's wrapped up after another round.
Power of Kings!
You hit their weakness!
Let's stay calm.
Nice move,
Merchant!
Heismay!
I shall fuck.
Let my power support you.
You will taste justice!
I stand ready.
Let justice prevail.
To the rear! Now accept your fate!
I won't hold back.
Nice hit!
Now,
That was
let's do
perfect.
this!
We'll combine our strengths.
This is it!
Is ever for all that we strive for?
Falkenberg got them right in their weak spot. You hit their weakness!
Coin, come forth, royal soul.
Heismay!
Ah!
No holding back! Perhaps not. Swordmaster! Not now. Now moving to the rear. Are you prepared? This calls for one of these.
You hit their weak point! Keep it up, Stroll!
Let justice prevail.
Falkenberg got them right in their weak spot.
Power of Kings!
You hit their weakness!
Merchant!
Nice move,
Ah!
Heismay!
Still here?
To the fore! Let's make an end of it!
Let my power support you.
Let's do this! Tougher than I thought.
Observe the magic knight!
Falkenberg, pull yourself together! Heismay's knocked out? Someone help him
go.
get back in the fight!
Ah!
4 attempts, but dozens of retries. On July 10th, it's time. Once we head down through the sewers, we find a large shadow creature, and it turns off the lights when it's nearby. Afterwards, we head on through, until we find Morris, who summons the light-sucking monster. We hide from it, eventually escaping from its clutches. It happens again, so we do the exact same thing and hide from it. The next section is simple, as we just need to pull 6 valves in order to drain all of the sewage. Once that's done, there's a few trance crystals with some dogs which are great for grinding, so we grind for a bit, but eventually head out. After reaching level 24, we encounter the shadow demon again, so we run away from it, catching a lift to run from it. We catch up to Morris, who is holding Joanna hostage. However, he drops the floor, sending us falling into jail cells. Will and Gallica are in one cell, and we overhear a familiar voice yelling at someone. It's Klinger, yelling at Morris, but gets eaten by something. Morris comes over and taunts us for a bit, but leaves. Gallica has a plan, though, and flies out of the cell to open the door for Will. However, it opens the cell next to him, and we insta-kill a few basic enemies. We do the same for the rest of the team, and head back up to where we got pitfall trapped, finding that the next room is filled with things for a baby. It's very weird, though, as Joanna, as stated before, is childless, yet has a picture of her pregnant. There's also a diary from a nurse taking care of her child, saying that it was a child from an affair, but the nurse killed him since the child was a half-breed. After grinding some more, we head to confront Morris and the kidnapped Joanna. When we arrive, We find Morris and Joanna next to a quote-unquote baby, with Joanna quieting it down. We then get a look at the baby. Seeing that it's a human, we then learn that Joanna was never kidnapped, but paying Morris to bring her the children to feed her human baby. Since Morris didn't bring any food, though, Morris was eaten. After some talk of being a parent from both Joanna and Haismay, the fight begins. Us against Joanna and her baby. The fight against Tomo Jalizo, honestly, is pretty easy. The only really scary move it has is deafening din, as it lowers the defense of everyone. But otherwise, the only hard part about this fight is that the baby's whole gimmick is that if you kill its eyes, it has severely reduced accuracy. They regenerate, though, and after getting it low, Joanna heals it up for a fair amount of HP. Now, because of our poor damage and lack of efficient AO, due to the fact that the eyes resist slash, which is the only AO damage we have, we instead use items. See, back when I grinded to kill the Gupturals, the dogs I killed then had a chance to drop Fire Fangs, an item that deals 150 fire damage to all enemies. With Will using Merchant, it deals 180 damage instead, but it's a great way to deal with both of the eyes and deal damage to the main body at the same time. I used Hulkenberg's Medai line for a healing, which heals everyone in the same line as her. Otherwise, this boss isn't too hard.
Too much, perhaps? All power of kings, forward! I can't afford to hold back. I shall vanquish evil. Not now. Let's make an end of it. Let's do this! You will taste justice! This calls for one of these. Time to
No joke, this was the first try, with Heismay at level 26, and the others at 25. Joanna grieves after we kill her baby, and Heismay finally tells us about his son. During a riot, he was killed, and Heismay thought it'd be good if he died in the cave with all of the sandworms so he could see his son. The child Joanna loved is dead, and she needs to realize that fact. Joanna starts breaking down in tears, and we discuss if we're to bring in the human. But Stroll says that our testimony won't be enough to say that it was behind all of the disappearances. However, Joanna says that she'll go, as killing a public figure relating to the church will cause quite a stir. Will agrees, letting her come with us when it's time to go, but lets her pass on everything to her successor. After talking with Bardon for a while, we finally complete our bounty, allowing us to reach rank 3 courage. We tell Haisme about the prince and such, and he agrees to help us out as well, so that's nice. Will also talks with Gallica, and unlocks bond rank 3 with Gallica, unlocking both the wizard archetype and a better analysis in combat, as we try to go to Prialhaven. Though, Nurse tells us that there's been a landslide, so we're unable to pass for now. Here's the list of bond effects that I got after Krigant Castle. Let's skip to the next main event, shall we? July 17th starts with Batlin talking about the race, and how a few candidates actually died trying to get their hunt. Some dropped out due to pressure, and some due to money. Batlin also talks about how, even with Louise not being in the tournament, his voter base is still growing. Back with the gang, we're all set to depart, ready to head off to Port Prialhaven. Here's the table. We run into Katharina on the way as well. Round 2 with Katharina doesn't change too much, but we put Will on a new archetype, Faker. Faker's not particularly the reason we win this fight, but it allows for Faker's roguery, which is nice. The strategy is similar to round 1, being that Hulkenberg goes on Brawler for a resistance to strike, Spambot for fire damage, but this time, also use the Vorpal Blade synthesis to lower her attack. Besides from the end, which gets very close to us dying, this fight is a wash.
You're all decent people, got nothing against you, but I'm not holding back.
My cue, I think. Let's have a spot of inventive ingenuity.
Looks like you've gotten stronger.
Girls falling back. Blaze!
What's your weakness? Nice move, Heisey.
Now, let's get on with it!
Let my power support you.
Is everyone all right? Come! Is that all?
Ready to lose?
I've got my own tricks.
Hellfire!
Let's make an end of it.
You can do this.
Hack and slash!
Nothing. Only a flesh wound.
Hulkenberg's guard is
Let
down.
justice prevail!
Ready to lose?
By this power. Fire!
You hit their weakness.
Now
That's
accept
opening,
your
Captain.
fate.
You hit their weakness. Let's
Are
do
you
this
prepared?
fair and square.
After me!
Let's do this!
That's nothing. Last chance to give up.
I shall be as a shield.
Why are you so strong, damn you? But this is where the real fight begins. Get ready to get stomped. This is a joke. You'll feel this one. Hulkenberg's guard is down.
Let's go! Burn!
You hit their weakness.
Lucky.
That's your opening, Captain.
Blaze!
You hit their weakness.
Let's make an end of it!
I say.
Tis yours.
You will taste justice! Tougher than I thought.
Come! I stand waiting.
You think you...
That's your opening, Captain! There's no weakness!
Swordmaster!
Nice move!
Perhaps give me your aid!
Show them our might!
I'll cut you down!
No! Why? Why? I trained so much for this! This isn't supposed to happen!
Second try with the first 3 at 26, and Heismay at 27. We get Bond rank 3 with Katharina for the Pugilist archetype, along with bounty bonus, which is helpful when we do bounties, so rarely ever. August 20th is the day we finally arrive at our destination, the City of Water, Port Prialhaven. As we get off, Glodell comes to, well, gloat, but after a few insults between people who secretly love each other, we head off. Our first task is to find parking, which is easy, and our second is to find an inn. The 3 main inns are full, so we head to a dodgy one called the Spider's Den. It's not great, but it works. The group talks for a bit before we all grab dinner. We hear a speech from some of the candidates, like Milo and Rudolph, before heading off to the tavern, where we hear more speeches, this time from Lovelace and Glodell. After a run-in with Battleon, we head to bed, and in the morning, we find Nurse drunk in the Gauntlet Runner again. Him and his alcoholism. Anyways, Bardon and Joanna aren't here yet, which is a problem. But as Hulkenberg goes to splash some water on her face, she bumps into Bardon in the bathroom. Joanna was also here, just in a back room. We talk for a bit, with Joanna ready to accept her fate. We head to the Colosseum, and from there, everyone begins their show of heads. First up is Jiddo, who brought a big fish. Second is Glodell, with a human head, which everyone doubts. Third is Forden, bringing a giant squid, who was terrorizing the town before. After skipping a lot of others, at last, it's our turn. As guest, Joanna makes a big impression when she says Will and the squad are offering her head, and not that of Heismay's. Joanna explains everything to the people, and with Forden's agreement, Joanna is beheaded on the spot. As we talk after the show is over, some people come to talk to us, being Louise and his bodyguards, Fidelia and Basilio. We talk of how it was an interesting play to bring a person, along with knocking the trust in Forden down, before Juna drags him away to get a view of the sky. However, she soon comes back, saying a messenger will come for us soon, so stay in the city. She also gives a personal message to Will from her, either being a confession of love or a death threat. It's hard to tell. We head to the Gauntlet Runner to inform Nurse about everything, and the group thinks that the formula for the curse affecting the prince may be on Louis' Gauntlet Runner. If we can find that, then surely we can save the prince. The next day, Nurse comes for us, saying he got a letter from Louise to meet him at a pub called Night Prowler. We head over, meeting not Louise, but Fidelia and Basilio. We talk for a bit, answering some questions about our loyalty, but we do get in eventually. They invite us onto Louis' Gauntlet Runner, the Tradrius, and we agree, not before planning an infiltration, letting Gallica snoop around while the other 4 distract Louise. Once we board, we find that to use the elevators, we need certain keys, so if we can get the keys, we can get much higher. After taking an elevator and getting insulted by a general, we finally reach Louise. However, instead of asking us questions, he wants us to ask him questions. We ask him about how he'll beat Forden, and he says murder. But the king's magic protects him. He says there's always a way. Will cuts his finger on a silver heart to prove loyalty, and we're officially in Louis' service. But like, Will wears gloves in this scene. Is he cutting the glove along with his finger? Questions truly never answered. We're also given a date to find the cure by, August 13th, as that's the day Louise will be holding a soiree with Gallica. She reaches a locked door, but climbs through a vent to find the hallway before Louise' private quarters. She sees Juna berating a few guards for, well, standing guard. So they leave. Juna enters Louise' quarters holding a book, which Gallica suspects to be the spell, but it's too big for her to carry. Once everyone meets up, Gallica tells us we need to go through a few areas, being the crew quarters, then either the starboard or port corridor, and lastly the bridge, before finally arriving at Louis' quarters. The plan is simple: get an infiltration route, and on the night of the soiree, send Will and Gallica to get the Krabby Patty, I mean the magic formula for the curse. Here's the table. Let's head to the fight in Gracia Forest first. The fight against the Cocosados demands defense buffs. No, not because it one-shots me, but because of the gimmick of this boss. See, it has a move called Peck of Death. It's quite simple: have a defense buff, or you just die. No ifs, no buts, nothing. Death. It helps that for the last warrior archetype, Samurai, requires 10 ranks and Commander, so we rely on the buffs from Stroll, and the debuffs from Faker Will with Tarunda to increase survivability. Big Bird is weak to Pierce, so I give Jaime Sleep Shot and Will Poison Shot. Stroll has limited MP, so he has Perfect Punch, and Magic Knight Hulkenberg has Heavy Rush. Otherwise, light Big Bird up with Gunfire, and you'll be okay. Besides, from wasting a few items and a full MP heal item, the fight isn't terrible, besides from the breaks that'll happen later on. I was a bit busy at the time.
Let us clean up. I can't afford to hold back. It calls for one of these. Be neither timid nor arrogant. Fall! I shall rule the battlefield. No holding back. This should help. Ease up my guns. I will not let you die. Quite a boon. Let's go. Retreat me. Are you prepared? You'll be done. You can just eat. Fall! Now, what's the play? Let us clean up this beast. I can't afford to hold back. It calls for one of these. Nice friend. Thank you. I've sworn oath of help Lieutenant. My friend. No holding back. Be ready for anything. Quite a boon. I can't afford to hold back. Let's try this. My friends. Let us clean up this mess. I shall rule Commander. This should help. Quite a boon. Oh, power of heroes! Come forth, royal sword! You think yourself equal to us? Fall! Commander! Not opposing resistance, Commander! Take that! I stand ready! I shall split into the rear! Are you prepared? I'll crush you!
It's done at level 27 besides Heismay at 28. Next up, Lena. Lena is pretty simple, with her buffing her attack, then attacking with either strike, fire, or electric. Now, would you believe it if I said that the best strategy is to bring the archetype weak to electric? Assassin is the adept form of thief, with the move Lurking Nightblade, a medium physical dark attack with the effect of lowering the target's accuracy and evasion. If they can't hit you, then you don't take damage. The damage is Will and Hulkenberg as mages using Synthesis Blue, with Stroll providing support with Maracu Kaja and healing. Besides Heismay going down and a few jump scares, the fight is quite simple.
Gotta be queen no matter what it takes. Once I'm in charge, I'll commission runners for everyone in the kingdom. And Caden Workshop won't have to worry about turning a profit ever again.
Just leave this to me.
You entered the race.
I'll use what I must.
The publicity stunt.
Some darker arts.
Intentions, but
I shall rule the battle. Go for it.
I'll show you the... I won't hold back! Let's set it up!
Strike true!
Ice!
you hit their weakness. I don't even really want the crown.
Comrade, lend me your strength!
We'll combine our strength!
Freeze!
Falling back! Oh, power of kings!
Ow!
Withdrawing! No holding back! This should help.
Much thanks.
Thank you. She's a
Charging
real
in!
beauty.
I'll get some distance. Lend me your strength!
Tis yours.
Freeze!
Hit their weakness. Just leave the run out.
Let's do this!
Oh, shards of ice!
Hulkenberg got them right in their weak spot.
Assassin! Rancor!
That's it. I don't even really want the crown.
Quite a boon.
I'm obliged.
Ow! Here's a little...
Can't give up now!
Let's get him some healing. The captain's on his last leg.
Come forth,
Someone
Royal Soul!
Get him healed up.
We'll do this together! Go! Ice!
Their weakness.
Let us
That's
fight!
your opening,
You can do
Captain.
this!
Freeze!
Hulkenberg got them
You
right in
think
their
yourself
weak spot.
equal to a Ujief's agility? I'll use this.
You need help. I can't afford to hold back. Are you prepared? Be ready for anything.
Thanks!
Much thanks.
I'll sneeze! No. Let's work together!
Hold nothing back!
Freeze!
No, I've got to save Caden Workshop. For Dad's sake. I can't afford to give up. This ignites. Voila! Here's a kind of wonder.
I refuse to die yet!
You gotta heal up. You're all hurt bad. Can anyone get on healing duty?
Mage! Now, comrade, lend me your
Let my
strength.
power support you.
Oh, shards of ice!
My son, assassin! Some darker arts.
I shall fight as... Ah! No, not this. This should work.
That helped.
My thanks.
Thank you.
I'll show you the S. Let's go. Better be. Let's set it up.
Tis yours.
Ice.
Your weakness.
Let us fight.
Your own.
It's up to you now.
Freeze.
That hurts. Ow. Here's a little taste of us. He's about to collapse. Someone heal him fast. Heisley's in real danger. He needs healing now.
Mustn't settle. Advance it! Now accept your fate. Rancor!
No holding back! This should help. You need help.
Much thanks.
I'm obliged.
Let's stay calm. Let's work together.
Strike true.
Freeze.
That hit their weakness. That's your opening, Captain. To lose.
Oh, power of heroes.
I need distance. This should work.
That helped.
Let's meet.
I owe you.
This ignites. Voila! Here's a kind of wonder.
My partner's here.
Knocked out. Someone help him get back in the fight.
No point wasting this. Commander! Not now. Ah! Perhaps not. Let's try this.
Heisman got
By
knocked
this
out.
power. No.
Gotta revive
Lend
him.
me your strength.
Tis yours.
Ice.
You hit their weakness.
Comrade,
That's your opening,
do this.
Captain.
Oh, shards of ice.
Everyone got them right in their weak spot. Ow. Here's a little taste of us. Joel's badly wounded. Can anyone heal him?
I shall vanquish evil. Be ready for anything. You need help.
I'm obliged.
Heisman got
Let's
knocked
go.
out. We gotta
Let's
revive
work
him.
together.
Show them our might.
Freeze.
That hit their weakness.
Behold,
That's your opening,
Revive
Captain.
strength.
freeze.
Whoever got them right in their weak spot. How's that? Heisman got knocked out. We gotta revive
All
him.
yours.
I will fight with pride. Lend me your strength.
Tis yours.
Ice.
That hit their weakness.
Join with me.
Captain.
My power support you.
Oh, shards of ice.
Hi there, Miguel. I heard the whole story. Your Caden's little girl, eh? From Caden Workshop. Spiffing work done there. Fine parts, very fine. If you're short on funding, I'll shell out the cheddar. But I'd be much obliged if you dropped out of the damn race, eh?
What, really? You know about our workshop? Gosh, that's awfully nice to hear. Right, then I quit the tournament.
3 attempts, with Will and Heismay at level 28, with Stroll and Hulkenberg at 27. Next is Katharina number 3, one word, meteor fur, that's it.
It's you lot! I've been looking forward to our next fight.
What? You want another round? Well, you're only gonna get the same answer from us. We're not losing to anyone.
Yeah, I get it. I know we're both serious about this. That's why I trained hard. I mean really hard, to get myself ready. I swear I'll win. And then make all of you my allies. That way we can pave the way to a brighter future together. Step up then. Is your side ready?
Early bird gets the glory, what? Let's have a spot of inventive ingenuity.
This is it.
I'll use what I must.
With everything we've got. Where's their weakness?
I can't afford to hold. Mage!
The power of fire!
Keep it up
For all that we strive for!
Everywhere got them right in their weak spot.
I've got my own tricks.
You think me no— Mage!
Who needs igniters? Mage!
Burn to ash!
Let justice prevail!
I won't hold back!
Fair and square.
How about this?
Come on then.
A blunder! Mage!
Where's their weakness?
Now I call upon royal power within!
That helped.
Much thanks.
Thank you. Is everyone— Oh, power of heroes!
Everywhere got them right in Ready their to weak lose? spot.
Let's go. I've got my own tricks.
You think me no— Face me! Blaze!
I can't afford to—
The power of fire!
Here's our weak point. Let's do this fair
For
and
all
square.
that we strive for!
I won't hold back.
Come on then.
Now accept your fate!
Here's their weakness.
Who needs igniters? Mage! Oh, healing light!
I knew you'd help.
My thanks.
I'm obliged.
Ready
Oh,
to lose?
power of heroes!
Everywhere got them right
I
in
will
their
fight
weak
Faker! How about this?
spot.
Face
Let's do
me!
this fair and square.
Hellfire!
Are you
Last chance
prepared?
to give up.
Try not to worry.
Thanks.
Much thanks.
Was needed.
Ready to lose?
Burn!
I've got my own tricks.
I see your game.
Beautiful dodge, Heisman.
A favor, if I may.
Now, what's the play? Let's make an end of it!
Go!
You will taste justice!
I shall show you what true magic is. Join with me!
We'll team up!
Roar with royal might!
Hildenberg got them right
Let's
in
stay
their
calm.
weak spot.
Let's go. How about this?
It's okay. I can keep going. I can't afford to lose. You'll feel this one. Come on, then.
Only if this is
No
nothing.
way.
Oh, power of kings! There's a better way. Witness our secret technique!
Go!
This is it!
That's the win.
Give me your aid!
It is yours.
This is it!
Why? I trained so hard. Oh, come on! Why can't I win?
3 attempts, with the whole party at level 28. Orgaz from the Forsaken Tower is next. The strategy to beat Orgaz is simple: debuff with a combination of Faker Will with all the standard Kundas and Heismay with Lurking Nightblade, have General Stroll buff up with Formation of Vigor and Shelter Formation, and have Helkenberg on healing with Magic Knight. After wailing on him for a bit with Dark Damage as its weakness, it'll go for its Soul Cry combo, using it in tandem with Heat Riser to prepare for a big attack. If you get rid of his debuffs, you get an extra turn, but he also gets rid of all of the debuffs. So once that happens once, stop focusing on the debuffs, and just go in on damage. This guy doesn't do too much damage. The only problem is that he's really beefy health-wise. Along with that, Stroll has very expensive skills, with both formations costing 35 MP per cast. Otherwise, it's not really that hard, as even without an attack buff, this guy doesn't deal much damage.
Stroll's dazed. With blade in hand like this. Heisenberg got them right
You
at their
think
weak
yourself
spot.
assassin? There's a bet to the vanguard. Face me! Rancor!
You hit their weakness.
Are you prepared?
Moves, Heisman.
It's time to strike!
My thanks.
It's okay. Faker! I've got my own tricks.
Magic Knight! Drown!
Let us clean up. Assassin! Some darker arts.
General! Guards up and eyes forward.
I will fight with... I won't hold back! How about this?
Too slow!
That's finesse. Beautiful dodge, Heisman.
For all that we strive for!
Heisenberg got them right
You
at their
think
weak
yourself
spot.
equal? No, forward! I'll use what I must.
He won't land any attacks like this.
This should work.
Hit their weak point.
Let's
Keep
stay
it
calm.
up, Stroll.
I've got my own tricks.
Oh, power of heroes! Oh, depths of darkness!
Let us clean. Now accept your fate. I'll use what I must. Rancor!
You hit their weakness. Nice moves, Heisman.
I will come forth, Royal Soul. How about this?
With blade in hand! Drown!
Heisenberg got them right in their weak spot.
Perhaps to the vanguard. Some darker arts.
You hit their weakness.
I shall rule.
Nice moves, Heisman.
It's time to strike.
My thanks.
Let's take Faker! I've got my own tricks.
Observe Magic Knight!
You think falling back? I'll use what I must. Oh, power of kings!
I call upon royal power within. Guards up and eyes forward.
Quite a move.
How about this?
I shall be as a shield.
A defensive start.
Let's see how this plays out.
I can take it.
Oh, power of heroes!
Heisenberg got them right
Let
in
us
their
clean
weak
up
spot.
this. Advance it. Now accept your fate.
You hit their weakness.
I shall fight as the noble I am. No holding back! It's Time to strike!
My friends,
It's okay. We can do this. Here.
My thanks!
By the sworn...
Magic Knight! Healing arts.
I owe you.
quite a boon.
I knew you'd help.
You'd face me, Rancor!
I shall rule. I call upon royal power within. Guards up and eyes forward.
I won't hold back! I've got my own tricks.
By the sworn oath of knighthood, with blade in hand! Oh, depths of darkness!
Oliver got them right
Be
in their weak
neither
spot.
timid to the vanguard. I'll use what I must. Some darker arts.
You hit their weakness. Moves, Heisme.
The power of darkness!
Hit their weak point.
Let's
Keep
stay
it up,
calm.
Stroll.
How about this?
I stand ready. Let justice prevail! Drown!
You think you're assassin? Then again, face me!
I shall vanquish evil. No holding back! This should help.
Thanks.
My friends,
It's okay. We can do this. Let's go! No. Ready for impact!
Is everyone all right? I defer to you.
I will survive.
I'll hold my ground.
Faker! Shroud!
You hit their weakness.
Like
That's your ultimate, Captain.
Strive for!
Oliver got them right in their weak
Advance it,
spot.
assassin! Rancor!
You hit their weakness.
I shall vanquish
Moves,
evil.
Heisme.
The shadows will take you.
You hit their weak point.
Let
Keep
come
it up,
forth,
Stroll.
royal soul!
Let justice prevail!
I'll use what I must.
4 tries with everyone at level 32. Next up, Roger. Roger and his cronies are a joke. Reset until you insta-kill the physical supporter with assassinate. The magic supporter is weak to pierce, so just shank him. I got a lucky insta-kill. Roger himself is weak to dark, so he's easy pickings.
The last king must have known this as well as I. Clearly, that is the very purpose of the tournament. A fight to reclaim our freedom.
Wasn't this the guy giving a speech in Martira? What the heck are you doing?
I hold no grudge against all of you. But you've overstayed your welcome in this race. You will step down for the sake of a more free land the day I am crowned. I vow to abolish all the tariffs and laws that choke our people. Whether they be the Senate's trespasses or God's, I will defy and raise them all. All people will be free. Free to seek wealth, fortune, and prosperity, with no regulation or restriction. I will liberate this world.
Liberate
Assassin! Some darker arts.
Now, what's the play? General! It's time to strike!
Presence!
Let's stay calm. Come forth, royal soul!
Observe the enemy. For all that we strive for! Pierce through them!
I will liberate this country!
Assassin! Rancor!
If you insist on opposing me! Guards up and eyes forward.
Quite a move. Give them no opening.
Is that all?
In the name of freedom!
I won't hold back! Faker! Trap!
I will liberate this country!
Moving to the front, let justice prevail! As the point of a sword!
Got them right in the
Forward!
weak spot.
Face me! Some darker arts.
What is this? I can't afford to. I shall vanquish evil. The power of darkness is more than I expected.
Come forth, royal soul! How about this?
To save a grab with blade in hand! From depths of darkness!
Oh, power of kings! Rancor!
It's more than I expected. Shadows will take you. How about
Only a flash
this? Facial punishment together!
Faker! Darkness!
Their weakness.
Is freedom
That's
not
your opposite,
absolute?
Captain.
Healing arts!
I owe you.
Thanks.
If you insist on
Assassin!
opposing me!
Some darker arts.
Their weakness. Nice
General!
move, Heisman.
It's time to strike!
Let's go! Shroud!
Oh, power of heroes! Drown!
More than I expected!
Defend yourself. Assassin! Rancor!
Damn it! I shall vanquish evil! What happened? Guards up and eyes forward!
Quite a move.
So you too would strip away our freedoms? Damn naysayers! But I know I'm right. I know I am! How's this?
I feel so heavy.
Strength.
In the name!
Show your strength!
Someone do it fast.
Come forth, royal soul! Darkness!
Is that all?
Observe, let
That's
justice
your opening,
prevail!
Captain.
Are you alright?
My thanks.
Much thanks.
That helped.
Damn it!
To the vanguard! I'll use what I must.
Hit their weakness.
I call upon royal power within!
Heisman.
You've been bested. But I'm not in this to kill you, merchant. Go cool your head.
For sparing my life, you have my gratitude. But in my defense, that is, in my defense, isn't freedom the entire
Two
point of
attempts
life's
with William
pursuits?
Heismay at 33,
was I
and Troll
wrong?
and Hulkenberg at 32. The last fight is the Fatalic in the Tomb of Lament. This boss fucking sucks. It summons a guy, which is annoying, but they're both incredibly tanky, and weak to different things, with the Chimera being weak to wine, and the Ghost being weak to light. You'll want to take care of the Chimera first, as it can heal the Ghost guy. The Chimera goes down faster than the Ghost, as Troll won't be out of MP, and it just has less defense. This fight is long and boring. I hated it. The raw footage of this fight was over 50 minutes. Kill me please. It's done at level 33 with everyone. On August 9th, we start the infiltration on the Tradrius. After doing some Metal Gear Solid gameplay, we get to the first guard captain holding a key, Xanth. The key to this fight is Faker's roguery, but not in the way you think. With all guard captains, you must beat them in 3 turns or less, which isn't good for us. However, Xanth is very weak to ailments, such as poison, but the one I care about is Forget. Like I told you before, Forget makes it so that the enemy can only use their basic attack. That allows me to not worry about healing, and go all in on damage. With Hulkenberg's Heavy Rush and Heimer's Assassinate, it's not too crazy, but I do cut it a bit close.
It's okay. We can come forth, Royal Soul!
With blade in hand! I'll run you through!
Right!
Assassin!
Light him, Hulkenberg!
Rancor!
I shall vanquish evil! This should help!
That helps.
I'm alive.
Quite a boon!
Faker! I've got my own tricks.
Come! Pierce through them!
Just a scratch! General! Perhaps not. All yours!
Let's go! How about this?
Oh, power of heroes!
Just a scratch!
Some darker arts.
Go for it!
Faker! I've got my own tricks.
Let justice prevail! As the point of a sword still standing!
Just a scratch!
Rancor! Apologies. Would you finish it?
All yours!
Faker! Hold on. You better be sure.
Just
Tough
a
one.
scratch!
For all that we strive for! Not this one. To you!
Oh, power of kings!
Not bad!
First try, with the party at level 33, we then reach the split path, and I decide to do both of them. Why? Pain. Also they aren't too hard. On the left is Gleckham, and I do him first. The strategy is Quad Warrior, as we're using Peerless Stone Cleaver. This fight is just 2 MG checks. The first is Gleckham's ear-splitting shriek, which has a chance to inflict daze. If it hits one person, it's fine,
If we don't
but
shut
2
this guy
people
down,
hit is a
this is
reset.
gonna get messy.
After debuffing Gleckham
come
with an
on.
item from
Let's see some
Heismay,
blood.
we then have our
Here
next
I
RNG
come,
check,
whelps.
getting a crit with Stroll's Peerless Stone Cleaver. We
Come
do
on.
this because Gleckham
Kill
does
me,
solid
kill.
damage, and wiping him out turn 1 is great. The Quad Warriors is because Stroll has the passive Diligent Recycle from the Brawler, increasing his crit rate by 5% for each archetype of the same lineage as his own field. It also allows for, if one person is hit by daze, Peerless Stone Cleaver can still be used.
Closing the distance! Let's do this!
Go!
You will taste justice!
Right on target!
This is a
Nice one,
sick
Stroll.
joke!
Into the fray! Behold! We stand together!
All right, let's go!
Behold my power!
It takes a lot of retries, but it's done with everyone but Heismay at 33, and Heismay at 34. Saiba follows the same idea, of using Peerless Stone Cleaver, Just instead of RNG checks, you either have to use a matter break hammer or tetra break from Seeker to get rid of his Tetrakarn. Not hard, but does require at least 2 matter break hammers.
Feast your eyes on some real magic!
I'll use this!
After me!
Let my power support you.
Let's do this!
Shut up and get out of my room!
Charging in! Comrades, lend me your strength.
We'll combine our strengths.
Roar with royal might!
Put them right in their weak spot.
Feast your eyes on some real magic! Feast your eyes on some real magic!
To the vanguard! Allow me to use this!
Time to go offensive. After me!
Let's do this!
Let's do this!
I stand, moving to the front. Let us fight as one.
You can do this!
Behold my power!
Seeker got them right in their weak spot.
Feast your eyes on some real magic!
Forward! Take it!
I show no mercy!
Hit their weakness.
No holding back!
Nice moves,
Hack
I
and
say.
slash!
Has my age caught up to me?
It's done with everyone at level 34. Our last fight is against 2 enemies, Salvo and Cabio. Somehow, I didn't have the MP4 for this fight, and when I tried to transfer it to a MP4 from the MKV, it got corrupted. My normal team for now doesn't actually work, so we make some changes. We turn Will into a gunner for the pierce damage and a surprise tool, and Stroll into a sword master for a surprise tool. We give Kond to both Stroll and Heismay for weakness coverage, with Will getting the real thing that makes this fight possible, and head on into battle. This fight, as of now, is the hardest fight in the game. Why? Is it because of the turn limit? Kinda. Is it because they deal a lot of damage? No, they deal kinda poor damage. Is it because they're really tanky? No, they have high health, but not enough to be annoying on a normal run. It's because of the RNG of this fight. Let me break it down. Faker's roguery has 5 possible actions that can happen. 2 blinking press turns, 3 blinking press turns, 4 blinking press turns. All press turns become blinking, or all turns are lost. If you do not get lucky, you will not beat this fight. Your goal turn 1 is to get enough press turns to instantly kill or put KBO to one-shot range. This is done with Magic Knight's synthesis skill with Gunner, Magic Knight's Hammer. It deals electric damage, with an unnecessary secondary effect. Stroll is on healing duty with Medi, while Heismay is just kinda here, dealing some chip damage with Sleep Shot and Assassinate. Once that's done, if you have enough MP, use Faker's Roguery, which takes 20% of your max MP, use it, and spam the synthesis skill Leap Thrust between Magic Knight and Sword Master. If all goes well, you'll win, but it took me many tries, and at the end, Stroll and Heismay were both dead, but I didn't care. It's done with everyone at level 34, thankfully. That's all we need to do for now in the Tradrius, as there's no main boss. We're free from the hell that this area put us through. Let's get back to the bond grind. August 13th is the soiree, and it's very pretty. We run into Fidelia and Basilio and talk with them for a wee bit. Apparently, Juna lost her voice, so she isn't coming. Louise shows up though, beelining for the group. We talk for a bit, and Will makes an introduction to everyone in the soiree before slipping out unnoticed by anyone. Will and Gallica sneak aboard the Tradrius, but once they reach Louise's quarters, the key that worked before doesn't, and now we're stuck. Back at the soiree, Stroll talks to Louise about Halia, learning that he was the one who ordered no troops to go to Halia, to show the destruction that one human can do. After Louise talks about his morals for a bit, Stroll walks away, with Glodell noticing our absence from the soiree. Back on the Tradrius, a takeoff suddenly starts. As the Tradrius is a sky runner, meaning it can fly, it was unscheduled, though. So what's happening? Apparently, we're going to run into one of the big spheres of water floating around Brawlhaven, and that's no good. Will and Gallica run to the deck, but the Tradrius suddenly flips onto its side, and they're sent flying. Due to a strong gust of wind, Will is then forced to slide across the wings of the Tradrius to not die. It's pretty simple, just having to find where the lit-up parts are and jump to them, and we eventually make it inside, landing in Louise's quarters right side up. After some investigation, we find that Louise has the same fantasy novel as Will. Guess Mar is more popular than both him and I thought. Gallica points out a hidden box though, and it's filled with many magic spells. However, we're caught by Juna, who has her voice. But Fidelia said she lost her voice? Anyways, we talk. She pins Will to the wall like in every romance anime ever. We talk more, and as Gallica tries to tell her off, she says her name is Gallica, causing a reaction from Juna. Before any further questions can be asked, the group hears Glodell's voice, but he leaves. Juna then tells us that the curse removal spell is in the box, but how does she know that and we're looking for it? She runs off before we can ask more questions though. Back at the soiree, Louise announces his formal joining of the tournament for the throne, but also knows there's a rat. Uh-oh, not good. Fidelia and Basilio are tasked with seeing who's not in the soiree, so they head out, but as the party tries to go after them, they're blocked by some drunk fans of Louise. Back on the Tradrius, Will and Gallica chase after Juna, finding her held hostage by Glodell. He summons his dog, Hector, who's corrupted by melancholia to fight us, so let's brawl, dog. Except we can't, because Juna is held hostage. She does, however, convince Glodell to do a duel with Will instead of letting his dog fight, bitch slapping her along the way. However, there is a small problem. Glodell is a high ranker in the tournament, meaning he's protected by the king's magic, right? Well, as Glodell goes to kill Juna, Will tackles him, and doesn't get wrapped in the chains. Bah. Juna bitch slaps Glodell back, and she isn't in chains. Double bah. But why? Joanne then retreats to our side, talking about how she and her sister know what archetypes are, so by just seeing them a few times and wanting her own, she calls forth her archetype, the masked dancer. This fight is incredibly simple. Use Cyclo on Hector, and burn Glodell alive with fire. Since I didn't bring a healing spell to this, though, I use a few healing items and a revive to make sure I win.
Really? Especially for me? That's just as well. You can lend me your strength too.
This isn't the kind of thing you can just imitate. You know about this power?
Not much. It's been a while. Now, I hope you've had your fun, because you're about to pay for it in full.
Shut up! Just shut up! I'll crush you with my own hands! A duel, then. You can die together.
Fine. He wants a brutal fight? He's about to get one.
No need to rush this. No one here fights alone. Maybe something else. I call upon a royal soul! Howling wind!
You hit their weakness.
Even a...
Don't let him down, Juna.
I've got my own tricks.
I'll show you.
Nothing!
Gale!
I won't hold back!
Ah!
Smooth dodge, Juna! Watch me! Howling wind! You hit their weakness!
Death to all traitors!
How about this?
Masked dancer!
Vida's power! Here's through! Still here?
Stay strong, Hector!
This is just what I need! You hit their weakness!
You're...
I won't
Don't
hold
let
back!
me down, Juna!
Hector! Damn it! Damn you all!
I've got masked dancer! Raging fire!
You bastards!
Captain turned bad!
Can't give up now.
Let's get him some healing!
Better consider Vida's power. I've got my own tricks.
Captain's on fast! Left dancer! Someone heal them!
How about this?
This'll behold this power! Burn!
Die already!
Not like this! Someone! Help him back up! Masked dancer!
You bastards!
Hey, masked dancer! Wake up! We're still in a fight here!
Die already!
This is badly hurt! Get her some healing! This should be good!
You bastards!
Ow! Hey, watch me! Hey, raging fire! Up. We're still in a fight here! Hey! Hey! Let's get some use out of this! We're still in a fight here!
Still fight.
Die!
Captain's hurt bad! Let's get him some healing!
This'll do it.
I'll give you the before, can't let it go unused!
Die!
Faker! I've got my own tricks.
Masked dancer! Sorry, my mistake.
Come forth, royal soul.
I
Masked dancer!
am your rightful king!
Sure don't give up easy!
Die!
Juna's badly hurt! Over Get her some healing!
I won't hold back. How about this?
Juna, behold his power! You look like you're about to drop!
Help me!
As we try to find a way to deal with Glodell once he's defeated, he goes for the sneak attack, and finally, the chains appear, and kill Glodell. Fidelia and Basilio show up as the worst time though, and see Glodell's dead body. Gallica explains that he attacked us, and the king's magic did all that, with Juna backing us up, pinning Glodell as the rat, and Will as her knight in shining armor. Like, I know there's no romance in this game, but I swear, Juna totally wants to fuck Will, with the amount of the sexual innuendo she makes. Mamma mia. Will and Juna explained this all to Louise in the meeting room on the Tradrius. Apparently, the reason the king's magic saved us is because we're on the big rock, which is cool. Will leaves, with Juna accompanying him to his gauntlet runner, with Will being promoted to Juna chauffeur. Joanne introduces herself as someone who worked with Grius, who was looking for the curse breaker spell. She joins our squad, and now we need to find someone who can read the curse breaker spell. Juna says that Rella may know how to decipher it, So everyone agrees to look for Rella, and we show Juna the teleportation device to teleport back to Grand Trad easily. We find Rella at the church nearby, also learning that Juna is Rella's adopted younger sister. Through a glance at the Cursebreaker formula, Rella tells us that it's only an outline of what's happening, and that unless Louise is killed, the curse is permanent. Alright, we've gotta kill Louise. We head back to the Gauntlet Runner, discuss our plans, head to bed. Will can't fall asleep. He reads. Juna comes in, reads with Will, all the normal things.